And we welcome you to another night of North Bay Battalion hockey on this Battalion Game Day broadcast. Tonight, the North Bay Battalion and the Hamilton Bulldogs play here at Memorial Gardens. It's the last game of a homestand for the Battalion before they hit the road on the weekend against the Sioux Greyhounds for games tomorrow night and again on Saturday night. Bob Coles here with you. Derek Lindemann, part of our pregame show coverage, as well as Jamie McKee. Of course, the Battalion coming in this one off a loss at home to Barrie on Sunday afternoon. One of the highlights was Dallin Wakely getting his first OHL goal, but a tough second period for the troops spelled defeat as they gave up 4 unanswered and lost to Barrie. So tonight, the Battalion do battle against the Hamilton Bulldogs. We'll have more on Hamilton in a moment, one of the top-ranked teams in the country. But first, let's talk Battalion with Jamie. She was at the coaches' scrum earlier this week. Head coach Ryan Olahan, and what did you take away from that session with the coach?
Chatted with him yesterday afternoon. He just said they're looking to start off tonight with a win at home, and then 2 more games and 2 more nights this weekend in the Sioux, like you said. Doesn't expect tonight's game to be easy by any means, with Hamilton undefeated on the season and ranked high in the CHL rankings. And yeah, more shots on goal are needed, and definitely a quicker start as well, is what he said.
Well, of course, the Battalion coming in is with Jamie off a loss. But how would you look at how they've done at home this year? The only game they've lost at home.
Yeah, I think they've been pretty impressive, I guess, especially that game against Mississauga, putting up 6 goals. And they've got some pretty good goaltending at home as well. Tonight with Dom and Ned, hopefully they can get his first win on the year. And another thing that Olahan touched on, is also Adam Dennis brought up as well, is their young team. They've been really impressed. The way everyone's bought in was the word that he used. So I'm sure they're looking for their young guys to have another big game tonight, as there are obviously many in the lineup.
Surprised they're going with Dom DiVincentis and not Joe Verbetic tonight?
A little bit, if I'm being honest. I know they have 3 games in 3 nights, so not sure what Olahan has up his sleeve. But again, at that chat yesterday, Olahan did say Dom is getting starts this weekend, so not sure what it'll look like for Friday and Saturday. But yeah, Dom's between the pipes tonight.
Well, let's bring in Derek Lindemann to talk about the Hamilton Bulldogs. Derek, and Jamie referred to it a moment ago. This team is off to a whale of a start, top 10 in the country, and pretty stingy on the back end.
Yeah, the Hamilton Bulldogs, they've cracked the top 10 in the CHL, coming in as the number 7 team, and one of the reasons for that is their strength in the back end. They're led by 2 overagers in Nathan Steos and Colton Kammerer. And just, they're an older squad. They've got 1 draft pick out of Chandler Romeo. The second one, Artem Krushkinov, is going to be scratched tonight. But one of the keys I'm looking forward to, and one of the players I'm looking forward to watching, is Jorian Donovan. He was the 6th overall pick in 2020, and he was the second defenseman taken after Ty Nelson. And just how those two can compare. And you know what? 2 big convincing wins last week, 4-0 victories against Niagara at a home and home.
So as not to jinx the Bulldogs, we're going to say shutout in the pregame show because the game hasn't started, but pitching shutouts has been the story. They've pitched 2 shutouts in a row. Pitched, of course, we're in the baseball playoffs, so why not? But 2 shutouts in a row, and so the Battalion, they've got to get the offense going early, you would think.
I think that's the key to the Battalion, is we've seen them start slow previously here at home, and you know what? You can't get behind the 8 ball against a team such as Hamilton that is stingy in their own zone. And you know what? If Hamilton does have one downfall, it's their specialty teams, and you know what? The Battalion are going to have to capitalize if they want to win tonight on those specialty teams and take advantage of all of their opportunities that are given to them.
Marco Costantini gets the start in net for head coach Jay McKee, no relation to our own Jamie McKee, but Jay McKee, great NHL career, has coached in Buffalo. He's very experienced in junior hockey as well. Played for the Niagara Falls Flyers back in the day, I believe, which became a successful career there. So obviously they've got an NHL type coach behind the bench. So Hamilton's going to be a handful tonight for the battalion.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. Like Derek said, 7th ranked in the CHL standings. Haven't given up a goal in 2 games, and definitely more mature than the battalion are. So yeah, Oulahan did mention that as well. Tonight is not going to be an easy task, but he did say it's all about winning the first game of the weekend and moving forward from there.
And Jamie, it's a handful for the battalion this weekend. What do you think would be a successful weekend? They got the game here against the number 7 ranked team in the country, a team that hasn't lost, 4-0. Then they go on the road for not 1, but 2 games. They got that long bus trip to the Sioux tomorrow, and then another game against the Greyhounds on Saturday. So what would be a successful weekend, do you think, for the battalion?
To put a number on it, I don't know exactly, but again, what Oulahan was saying is they just like to win the weekend. So I guess 2 games out of 3 is something that he would be satisfied with, but definitely tonight is what's at stake and what matters right now.
Well, we hope to visit with battalion owner Scott Abbott in the first period tonight. We'll hear from Mark Perry as well with news and notes from around the OHL. And what about you, Derek? Tough road trip. This is probably their toughest. Well, obviously, they've only been on the road 1 game, but they got to get used to the road. They not only have the 2 games this week, and then, 6 in a row on the road after next Thursday's home game against Oshawa. So, we'll learn a lot about this team over the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's a big weekend this weekend, knowing that you got Hamilton tonight and 2 more against the Sioux on Friday and Saturday. 3-3 is tough on these kids. It's, you know what, a lot of these haven't played 3-3s in a long time, and the key is that they're physically prepared for it. They're good, strong athletes, and hopefully, not get down on themselves if they have any bad shifts. It's, you know what, if you have a bad shift, let it go, put it behind you. If something happens and you have a bad game tonight, tomorrow you're going to be back on the ice and trying to get back into that win column. Let's not think about what happened on Sunday against the Barrie Colts. Tonight's a new game. Let's come out and let's go right from puck drop. They need a full 60 minutes out of this young troop team if they want to come away with a victory against the perfect 4-0 Hamilton Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think the lesson they learned on Sunday afternoon was stay out of the penalty box. They didn't do it, and they paid for it. Brendan Anderson, by the way, recently acquired by Hamilton. It's his first game tonight for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, he was a late round draft pick out of for the Oshawa Generals, and the price that they paid for him was only a conditional 10th round pick. And for a guy that's 6'5" and 220 pounds, he's going to bring some size and depth to that center position for the Hamilton Bulldogs. And you know what? He's going to create some space for those guys, and a guy like Logan Morrison is going to be one that's going to capitalize as he leads the team in points right now with 2 goals, 6 assists for 8 points. That's 2 points a game, and you know what? That's a good pace for this OHL career and a good start for him.
Okay, Derek, thanks for your comments here in our pregame coverage. We'll hear more from Derek at the intermission, of course. Jamie, final word on tonight's game. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close one, a competitive game for sure. Less than 3 minutes here till they take the ice. One more thing Oulahan did say too is that they need to play, like you mentioned, the full 60 minutes. And something they've learned this week is really focusing on film from the games between Mississauga and Barrie. So I think they definitely took what they learned from last week's game, and we'll see it out here tonight.
Lots of video to check out, especially after you lose, right? Well, that's it for our pregame show. Of course, Matt Sukram and Courtney Kenny got the call of tonight's game from Memorial Gardens, with the North Bay Battalion hosting the Hamilton Bulldogs. Of course, the battalion been on a pretty good stretch as of late. Just the one loss to Barrie, but the big wins at home over Sudbury and Mississauga. Tomorrow night, of course, the battalion will be on the road to the Sioux, and they'll play again Saturday. And their next home game after tonight will be a week from tonight against the Oshawa Generals. Again, Matt and Courtney on the call, and we pass it over to them.
Thank you very much, Bob, Jamie, and Derek. It is Courtney Kenny alongside Matt Sukram. Matt's just going through his notes one last time. We will have him for the call, so I will take you through some of the lineup notes right away. We have DiVincentis in net, if you haven't already heard. He is starting over top of Joe Verbetic as the battalion come out on the ice with about a minute and a half left before puck drop. So yes, Dom DiVincentis is in net to start this 3-3. Joe Verbetic, of course, figures to get in at least one of those games in the Sioux. I would imagine tomorrow, since they are traveling there and it is a back-to-back. Constantini in net for the Hamilton Bulldogs. He has been lights out so far for the team from Hamilton, as they are 4-0 currently on the road, or 4-0 on the season, I should say. And as Derek and Bob and Jamie mentioned in the pregame, they are currently top 10 in the Canadian Hockey League in the standings, along with Kingston and I believe London is the other team as well. The battalion are getting out there. Looks like they were going to have Arnsby with Petrov and Co to start off with, Rose and Winslow on the back end for the battalion. So it's going to be a good one here at North Bay Memorial Gardens. Things are about to get exciting here. We'll see how the North Bay really stack up against a team that's top 10 in the league. I mean, Barrie could be close when they lost that game, unfortunately, in unceremonious fashion, 6-4. But we'll see how North Bay does as this game goes on here. And we're just about set for puck drop, but first we're going to listen to Canada and PA announcer Brian Floyd, who was on the Frontline podcast this week. He is back in the building as well, so he will be doing the announcements here tonight.
Fans, tonight, North Bay Regional Health Center staff and their families are joining us as guests of the battalion, so we can honor and celebrate the efforts of frontline healthcare workers. Please join the troops and let's say thank you for everything you've done during this challenging time. Please welcome Rachel Pager, Laboratory Manager at the North Bay Regional Health Center, and Dr. Donald Fine, former North Bay Regional Health Center Chief of Staff, for tonight's ceremonial puck drop. We ask the battalion captain Liam Arnsby and Hamilton captain Colton Cameron join Rachel and Dr. Fung at center ice. Ladies and gentlemen, last November, we lost Noah Dukes, a much-loved 13-year-old hockey player who wore his North Bay Trapper sweater with pride and joy. On Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock, the Trappers will be at Memorial Gardens to retire sweater number 71, and you're invited to attend. We ask that you please stand and remove your hats as the battalion honors Noah with a moment of silence. Please remain standing and remove your hats as ING Wealth Management presents Linda Birch for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us
And once again, good evening, everybody. I am Matthew Sugram alongside Courtney Kenny, getting you reset for tonight's puck drop between the North Bay Battalion and the Hamilton Bulldogs. Courtney, the North Bay Battalion going with Dominic DiVincentis in the net. We heard the guys and Jamie talk about it on the pregame show, and you mentioned it off the top, but getting his first start ever between the pipes at Memorial Gardens.
Yeah, and making some news this week as well, as he was listed as a C prospect, one of the OHL, 66 OHL skaters announced and said prospect list. So Dom DiVincentis off to a good start already. He's only played 2 games. We saw him here on Sunday in relief for Joe Verbetic, but he was like a rock in that game. He came in and gave the battalion a bit of a chance to kind of rebound and try to get the 2 points from Barrie. Of course, it didn't happen that way. But yeah, DiVincentis, you know, they're very high on this kid. He was a 6th-round pick in 2020, but Adam Dennis is very high on him. He's very high on Joe Verbetic, of course. Joe Verbetic is the horse. Make no mistake about it. Joe Verbetic will be playing a lot of the games for the battalion, but Dom DiVincentis is going to get a lot of starts as well because, as I said, Adam Dennis is very high on him. He was invited to a bunch of Hockey Canada camps during the summer, a same one that Ty Nelson went to as well. And have I mentioned that Ty Nelson and Dom DiVincentis, Matt, are good friends with Adam Fantilli?
Just dropping those hints in there. They're going up against Marco Constantini in net for the Hamilton Bulldogs. The puck is dropped, and we are underway for the first game of a 3-in-3 weekend for the North Bay Battalion. And 10 seconds in, the shot comes in towards Constantini. He makes the glove save. And that's our first stoppage in play, just 10 seconds into the first period.
Well, Matt, you missed quite the rival game there on Sunday between the North Bay Battalion and Barrie Colts. Lots of fists were flying often in the first 40 minutes of play. So the rivalry between the Battalion and Colts is alive and well. Whether or not that same thing happens here tonight is yet to be seen.
Well, these teams only play each other 4 times. Even during a regular non-entirely Eastern Conference season, these teams only play each other 4 times. So nothing changing in the scheduling for these two teams this year. Back underway here, and the puck is inside the North Bay zone. Avery Winslow fires it out of his end, but none of the battalion can touch it. It bounced off the boards and goes right towards Constantini in the Hamilton net, and he leaves it there for his defenders. It's Gavin White on the puck. He flips it forward and up over the blue line. The Hamilton Bulldogs had it. They lost control of it, taken away by Alex Christopoulos. Check that Kyle Jackson, and Jackson circles his own zone and gets it back up to the Hamilton blue line. It's dumped in now to the far side corner, picked up quickly by the Bulldogs. Sent down the near side boards. Hamilton trying to get it out. A little couple of stick checks, keep the puck alive in the zone for North Bay. A shot comes in for the point. That's wide. Down to the point, Mathurin. His shot goes high over the crossbar, but played in off the glass, off the end boards. Now to the far side. North Bay coming in towards the net. Shot. Scores! It didn't take long. 1:20 in. It's Mitchell Hustle Russell putting the battalion on the board. 1-0.
Mitch Hustle Russell, as you've said, as Adam Dennis has said, as many people have said so far about his tenure in the North Bay Battalion. If you remember, he was traded for Adam McMaster a few years ago. 2 former first-rounders being swapped between the Owen Sound Attack and North Bay Battalion. And Mitch Russell now has goals in every single one of his games since returning to the lineup after that lengthy injury layover.
Mitchell Russell with his 4th. Check that, 4th goal of the season. You're right, in his 3rd game now of the year. Like I said, after the game last Friday, he was just making up for lost time. He got 4 points in that game. So he's still a point per game player, more than a point per game player. It's 6 points on the season now.
Absolutely, and you know what? A lot has been made about this top line for the battalion with Petrov, Coe, and Narnsby. You know what? Mitch Russell on that second line driving the offense as well with Kyle Jackson. And Josh Curry, I have to say as well.
Play inside the North Bay zone to our broadcast right. Big scrum along the back boards, and puck comes loose. It's out to the far side. Now back in the middle of the zone, kicked away by the battalion, and they will charge the other way with it. Coming down the ice is Wakely. Off the end boards, back to the slot. Shot comes in, and it's a save made by Constantini. Boy, the Bulldogs only 2-10 into this game, but the Bulldogs have really let that slot area wide open in front of Constantini.
Well, yeah, the Russell goal was very interesting because there was 2 green sweaters in the Hamilton slot. and they were able to make the pass before Russell was able to beat Constantini with a nice shot over his blocker side. So the Hamilton Bulldogs really need to tighten that up here real quick if they want to stay in this game, because if they keep giving Battalion those types of shots, it's not going to be 1-0 very long.
And there's another one right off the draw, right into the glove of Constantini. You know, Jamie and Bob and Derek talked about how the Battalion coach, Ryan Olahan, was saying they got to get off to a quick start. We've seen a lot of slow starts by the Battalion here at Memorial Gardens so far. I'd say this qualifies as a quick start. 1-0 North Bay lead. 2.5 in, and here come the Battalion again into the zone onside on the left wing. Pass it in the middle, just poked off the stick of Kyle Jackson coming through the slot. It's out to the near side boards. Winslow takes a hit, but off the boards, the puck goes to the middle. Now it's played to the line. Potaluch to the right side. Shot from Simon Rose, and it's deflected in front and wide. Back to the near side boards. A couple of hard checks along that area. Puck still stuck there, trying to move it down the wing. Backing off the blue line is Winslow, and he finds the puck in the neutral zone. He plays it forward for Rose. He chips it along the boards. It goes into the corner, and the Bulldogs do have control of the puck after narrowly missing a big collision with the official along the end boards there. And the puck is being held behind the net by Nathan Steos of the Hamilton Bulldogs. He fires it right down the middle of the ice to Mutter. He plays down the right wing for Hayes. His shot wide of the net. It goes to the far side board. Shot back around the end boards. Back in front. The shot is deflected away by the Battalion defense. And away they go down the end of the other ice. The Battalion putting the puck towards the net, and the shot just goes wide. In on the near side half boards, Matt Thurin sends it to the middle. Hard hit on Arnsby. Knocks him loose of the puck. But it goes to the far side corner, still inside the Hamilton zone. They get it up to the blue line. Hamilton in control, and that is Mysek, the Montreal Canadiens draft pick, coming down the wing, right towards the North Bay net. He gets pushed aside, doesn't get much of a shot, and away the Battalion go on the counterattack. Coe over the line. He gets stopped, and it's out to the neutral zone. 4 minutes gone to start this game. North Bay up 1-0. It's Paul Christopoulos for the Battalion. He feeds it up to Jackson. Back to Christopoulos in the middle. He tried to play it back across to the near side. That got blocked. And the Hamilton Bulldogs try to go in the zone. Carrying it down the right wing is Humphrey. He got knocked off the puck. It's back to the neutral zone. White on it to Steos on the far side. Steos mishandled the puck, but now he finds it and it skates before the Battalion can get to him, and he dumps it down the ice. It's picked up by Govro. He spins around behind his net and sends it down the right wing side. Holding it there for the Battalion is Russell. Russell makes a move to get out of his zone, tries to beat another forward, but he can't. And that forward picks up the puck and dumps it down. Good play by George Diaco in the neutral zone to stop a oncoming Russell on that play. Still inside the North Bay zone now. And it's Jackson with it. He sends it to the neutral zone to Curry. Curry drops it back to Paul Christopoulos. The defender goes down the left wing side, goes into the zone, cuts towards the net, and then is knocked off the play by Steos. Steos finds the puck. He sends it down the right wing to Duarte, I believe. And Duarte comes around behind the net. Lost it back there to Christopoulos, and it's played to the near side. Duarte again at the blue line. Stick check made. Can he still hold it? He does, and he flips it up to Shirk. The shot off the shoulder of DiVincentis. I believe that'll be his first save of the game. It's down to the blue line. Still inside the North Bay zone. Knocked back behind the net. Hard stick check back there. Battalion win the puck battle. It's up ahead to Van Steensel, and Van Steensel dumps it down. 5:40 gone in this game. North Bay have control of the puck in the Bulldog zone. A pass to the middle is disrupted, and the Bulldogs go the other way. Lead pass up ahead. The shot comes in, and it's denied. Lawson Shirk was right there, but could not bury it against DiVincentis. North Bay still trying to get the puck out of the zone, though. Carrying it over the line was Sema, and they get it to the neutral zone. Now dumped in. And on the dump in, Wakely took a hard hit. He fell down, and I believe it's going to be a tripping call coming up against Brendan Anderson of the Hamilton Bulldogs, who just was acquired by the Bulldogs from the Kitchener Rangers.
Yeah, trades are coming fast and furious in the early portion of this OHL season. So far, the Battalion on the power play, they're tied for 10th with an efficiency with a scoring percentage of 18.2. They're tied with the Barrie Colts, who of course we just saw here in North Bay on Sunday as they beat the Battalion 6-4. One thing I wanted to highlight, Nathan Staios, the son of former NHLer Steve Staios, who is the president of the Hamilton Bulldogs.
Face-off, one inside the North Bay zone. They get it towards the net, and then the puck got knocked around, and it's sent down the ice. So the North Bay Battalion on their first power play of the game. A minute 35 to go on that power play as they move it through the neutral zone. They got up to the line. Hayes with a quick poke check, and that sent the puck the other way. So picking it up quickly in the North Bay zone is Matvei Petrov. He'll now come down the left wing side, gets through one defender, now goes to the end boards, tries to play it to the middle. That got blocked. Now the puck goes to the boards, and it's Arnsby there for North Bay. He fires it across the zone to Coe. Coe looking into the slot. That got deflected, goes to the half boards, and it's now taken away as Petrov couldn't control it there. Sent down the ice, a dump out for the Bulldogs, and a change for everybody on the ice as Ty Nelson controls the puck behind the Battalion net with a minute to go on the North Bay power play. Through the neutral zone, drops it back to Russell. He enters on the left wing side in the offensive zone, drops it to Jackson at the blue line. He sends it back to the corner for Russell. Russell now skates down to the half boards to the blue line. He sends it to the far side blue line to Nelson. Nelson back up to the hash marks to Russell. Russell back to the blue line. A quick pass to the left side to Jackson. Shot! Save made. Rebound on the doorstep, and that's turned aside by the defense of the Bulldogs, sent down the ice, and they've got 30 seconds remaining on this kill, their first of the game for the Bulldogs, with 12:15 to play in the first period. Here comes Nelson again, behind the net, looking to center it. It's off a skate and ends up back behind the net. The Bulldogs will clear the puck once again.
What speed from Ty Nelson on that rush, and he's just showing off why he was drafted first overall by the North Bay Battalion in 2020.
One last rush down the ice. 3 seconds to go as North Bay enter the offensive zone. They lost the puck behind the net. Staios gets it out, and the Hamilton Bulldogs are back to full strength on the ice. Anderson out of the box, takes a spill, and now he'll skate to the far side boards, looking to get back into the play. Crazy first shift there for Anderson in his Bulldogs debut.
Maybe not the way he drew it up.
Back inside the North Bay zone, along the end boards, chasing it is Logan Morrison. He gets the puck, sends it to the point. It's White there with the shot. That's blocked. Rebound chance is fired just wide of the net. That one coming in from Diaco. It's out to the neutral zone, and White in control of it with 11:15 to play in the first. North Bay up 1-0. White backtracking all the way into his own zone, sends it across to the overager Staios for the Bulldogs on the far side. He feeds it back across to the near side to White, and he gets it down the wing through the neutral zone, dumped in. Here comes Morrison with a shot that's blocked by DiVincentis in the North Bay net. Picked up by Mathurin. He looks down his right wing side, stopped, sends it to the neutral zone to nobody, and it's picked up in the Hamilton end by Donovan, who drops it back even further, and now it's played ahead to Farron. Farron coming over the blue line. He lost it on the poke check from Coe of the Battalion, and he sends it to the near side boards to Christopoulos, up to Petrov. Petrov can't clear. Diaco in control of it. He goes to the far side of the zone, sends it to the goal line. Shot comes in from there, and that is wide of the net. Poke check made as the puck comes to the near side by Petrov, and he gets it cleared to the neutral zone, but it's Hamilton picking up the loose puck quickly, and they will drop it back to their own end. It's Donovan on it again for the Bulldogs. He finds some room through his own zone, and he'll dump it into the North Bay zone. 10-12 to go in the first period. 1-0 North Bay lead. North Bay looking to get the puck out of the zone. They do. It's dumped down the ice, and it'll slow down as it reaches the near side hash marks. Picked up there by the Bulldogs. Fed up to the neutral zone to Farron. Farron sends it to the far side boards. It's off the boards, back behind the net, and it's picked up there by Winslow of the Battalion. 9:45 to go as he skates to the neutral zone. Sends it up ahead to Russell. Russell with a nice move. Sends it to the left side. Back to Russell in the circle. The shot is off his stick, over the glass, and out of play. We've reached the halfway point of the first. North Bay with a 1-0 lead. Let's go over to Derek and Bob. Now check that to Bob Coles for your update.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, the good start for the North Bay Battalion as they get the early goal. Mitchell Russell, remember, he scored in the first period on Sunday afternoon as well, so that's 2 straight goals for him in the first period. Next battalion broadcast will be a week from tonight against the Oshawa Generals, and that's another 7 o'clock start, and the battalion will hit the road this weekend for games in the Sioux, both tomorrow night and Saturday night. Shots on goal so far 6-4 in favor of North Bay. Back to the boys.
Thanks, Bob. Real quick, Kyle Jackson with yet another assist on that Mitchell Russell goal.
Kyle Jackson definitely really helping out his teammates this season, as I believe before Sunday's game he was leading the league in assists. Not so sure if he's still at the top of that leaderboard right now, but he's been a great find for the battalion. He played that one season in Ottawa in the CCHL, but since he's come to the battalion, he's been nothing but great.
Rookie of the year that year, I believe.
And championship team.
That's right. So Kyle Jackson with that assist gets him his 8th assist of the season, 9 points on the year. Right off the draw, we get a whistle. And going to the box is Lawson Shirk. And so the North Bay Battalion will get their second power play of the game here, Courtney.
Yeah, and the first one, you know what they say, practice makes perfect. The first one didn't really offer many great scoring opportunities, as Hamilton really did clamp down defensively compared to what they were the first 3 minutes of this game, as you highlighted their map. But yeah, North Bay looking to get some more opportunities here on the power play compared to the first go-around.
Hamilton leads number 39, Lawson Shirk. 2-3, time of penalty 10-24.
So the battalion win the offensive draw, and it's to the line to Winslow. He sends it down the right wing for Coe. The shot comes in wide of the net. Keeping it in the zone on the left wing point is Petrov. He fires it around the boards. It goes to the far side. Play back to the line to Winslow. Back up to the right side to Coe. Coe tried a cross zone pass. It got deflected. Eventually gets to Petrov. Petrov back to Coe. Coe back to Petrov on the near side boards. Sends it to the circle. Back to the point. Winslow in control there. Up to the left side circle. It's Petrov. A cross zone pass to Coe. Coe can't handle the pass. Picks it up off the boards and whips it back around to the near side. It's Petrov on the puck again. Skates to the hash marks. Feeds it down low in the slot to Curry, and the shot is blocked. Great play back there by the captain Arnsby, but off that, Hamilton find it and they dump it down the ice. 55 seconds to go on the power play for the North Bay Battalion. They lead 1-0 with 8:25 to go in the first period. And they have some trouble getting it over the Hamilton blue line, and the Bulldogs in control of the puck and deep inside their own zone. They pass it back and forth a couple of times and now dump it all the way down the ice with the battalion chasing it. So that knocked off about 20 seconds there. Now the battalion back into the zone with Russell in control. He sends it to the point to Christopoulos. Back up the right wing to Russell, to the point. Nelson fakes a shot, sends it over to Jackson. Jackson down to Nelson. Back to left side Jackson, to the goal line Wakely. Wakely in the middle, deflected to the right side. Russell wide open, and he fires it wide. Ricocheted off the boards to the line. Jackson just keeps it in. He fires it around the end boards to the far side to Russell. Russell gets knocked off the puck, and it's sent to the near side. Jackson trying to hold it there for North Bay. He can't do it. The power play is over for North Bay, but they still have control of the puck in the Hamilton zone. Now they're knocked off the puck, and it's Hamilton going the other way. Diaco drops it to Hayes. His shot wide on the blocker side. Off the glass to the far side boards. Back around to the near side corner. That is Diaco with it. Into the middle. Shot comes in. Blocked in front. Picked up by Nelson of the battalion. And Nelson fires it down the ice with 7 minutes to play in the first. It's a 1-0 North Bay lead. It's in the near side corner in the Hamilton zone. Off a skate, picked up behind the net by Steos. He feeds it to the half boards to the near side, Morrison, into the neutral zone. Skating in is Humphrey. He gets tangled up, and a great defensive play by Mathurin to knock him down. The puck slides towards the net, and DiVincentis will cover it up for a stoppage in play.
Well, if you've listened to episodes of the Frontline on either Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or even on YouTube, you'll know that Tom and I are big-time goalie fanatics and we love their equipment. Well, I got an up-close and personal look at Dom DiVincentis' equipment. It's made to resemble a tank. From here, you might not be able to see it, but there are rivets actually designed into the pads itself, and along the sides, there's tread marks and wheels.
Come a long way in in the design game for goalie equipment, eh?
Oh, absolutely.
Here come the battalion. They win the defensive zone draw, and they get it all the way down into the Hamilton zone. At the blue line, shot comes in. That's gloved down in front of the net by Arnsby. He plays it back to the point. Paul Christopoulos shot. Save made. Rebound in the slot, but it's the Bulldogs there, and they control it, get it away from any battalion scoring chance, and they get through the neutral zone, trying to play up ahead to Mutter. He couldn't get it. And now off the boards, he finds it, comes to the middle, takes a shot, and DiVincentis makes the save with 6:10 to go in period number 1. It is a 1-0 North Bay lead.
And of course, we're talking about goalie equipment, but Joe Verbetic getting the great North Bay Battalion pads as well through his sponsorship with Bauer. He said when I talked to him about it, it's basically like doing a tattoo. You go to the artist who's creating the pads, they send you some concepts, and you kind of weed out the ones you like, and you start to mold it into what you want. And Joe Verbetic had pads made for last year, which he's not using. He just uses them in practice, but he has the North Bay green ones this year with the chevrons on the top.
And they both look awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Another thing to notice as we get a quick whistle here off the draw, Joe Verbetic, too, also has a new goalie helmet this season. He hasn't used it in any games, but today during the warm-up, he did have the new helmet on.
5:59 to go in the first. North Bay up 1-0. Offensive zone face-off coming here for the North Bay Battalion to the glove side of Constantini. And the draw is won by the Bulldogs. They feed it up to the blue line. They create some space, and they get it out to the neutral zone. Down the left wing side to Romeo. And in behind the net, back to the point. Kammerer to the left side. The shot comes in wide of the net. Picked up on the far side boards by the Bulldogs. Couple of hard stick checks there by Avery Winslow to knock the puck loose, but then off the boards, the puck gets back into the possession of the Bulldogs to the middle. That play's broken up. North Bay find the puck, and they skate out of the zone with it. Rose leading the charge. The overage defenseman for the battalion gets over the blue line and dumps it into the far side corner. It's picked up there by the Bulldogs, turned over the blue line. Then two battalion players collide, and now the Bulldogs have numbers going the other way, feeding it to the slot in the offensive zone. The pass is blocked by Mathurin, and now the battalion go back on the counterattack. They got numbers going the other way. It's Russell to the half boards, to the middle. Jackson walking in, shot save made by Constantini. Down to the point, it is Russell feeding it into the corner to the far side point. It's just out of the reach of Mathurin, and he'll chase it to the neutral zone. 4:45 to play in the first. North Bay up 1-0 as they backhand it back into the Hamilton zone. Picking it up is White. He tries to clear it. That gets blocked. Another attempt at it. This time to the half boards. Hayes is there for Hamilton and dumps it out of the zone. Chipped ahead by Nelson. That gets blocked from going very far. The Bulldogs in control as they get into the zone. A delayed penalty coming up against North Bay as it's touched behind the net. And I believe it's going to be interference. Delayed offside. Thank you, Derek.
He's viciously shaking his head down there.
Well, the battalion player was looking over at the official like, what did I do?
Yeah.
And that's usually a sign.
Yeah, come on, Derek. We're paying attention up here, too.
So with 4:23 to go, the faceoff is in the neutral zone. One back by the Bulldogs. They trail 1-0 to the battalion. The Bulldogs move the puck through the neutral zone. Donovan over the blue line. Into the corner. A hard hit as Arnsby comes in. Knocks him off the puck. It gets to the point, and it's kept in the zone by the Bulldogs. Picked up quickly in the corner by Arnsby, the captain of the battalion, and played to the far side boards. Coe is there for North Bay, trying to backhand it out. It doesn't work. He gets another chance, and this time it is cleared. Loose puck in the neutral zone, picked up by Kammerer. He feeds it up to Diaco. Diaco backtracks, and now will go right down the middle of the ice. Over the blue line, shot goes wide of the net. Picked up on the near side by Morrison. Behind the net, they tried to feed it in front. That play gets blocked by North Bay, and it's out to the neutral zone. Off the skate of Coe, left for Arnsby, who takes a hard hit right in front of his own bench. As the puck goes into the Hamilton zone, Arnsby quickly gets on the bench, looks to be okay after that hit. Puck back into the North Bay zone. Anderson's shot is stopped by DiVincentis, and he'll hold on to it for the save. His sixth of the game. North Bay up 1-0. With 3:24 to go in the first.
Well, one thing I'm sure you'll be saying a lot this year, Matt, is and a hard hit in the corner from Liam Arnsby. Well, after that hard hit that he just took at center ice by his bench, you definitely know he's taking that number, and he's going to be looking for that guy later in the game.
North Bay off the draw in the defensive zone, get the puck out to the neutral zone. And it's slapped back into the North Bay end by the Bulldogs. Picked up on the far side by North Bay. A little back and forth here. No one can really get the puck going the way they want. Now it's finally cleared up into the Hamilton zone with North Bay in control. A shot that gets deflected and now picked up by the Bulldogs. They go the other way. Alex Farron at the line. He gets poked off the puck, and it's back into the Hamilton zone with White in control for the Bulldogs. Sends it to the far side. Now back to White on the near side. He's got room to go down the wing. He spills himself, and then he gets back up, maintains control, and sends it into the corner. The Bulldogs can't get a good shot towards the net. The puck ends up at the blue line, kept in by Shirk, and Shirk will send it to the net, gloved down by DiVincentis, and he will play it out for Mathurin. Mathurin finds Nelson, and Nelson fires it down the ice, and it's going to be icing called against the North Bay Battalion with 2:24 to go in the first period. 1-0 North Bay lead.
Well, we've talked a lot about the double cohort a lot this season because, of course, it is a big talking point for every single team coming into the OHL this year, as they all missed a year last year. One player I really like to highlight is Tanias Mathurin. Yeah, his defensive partner Ty Nelson gets a lot of love on that pairing because he is the first overall pick, but Mathurin's got 3 points through 5 games so far, and they're all assists, but that's pretty impressive for the young defenseman.
Into the neutral zone, the North Bay Battalion with control. Coming down the wing is Christopoulos. He gets to the blue line, dumps it in. Picked up quickly by the Bulldogs, but they can't clear. Kept in by North Bay. Sent along the end boards. Hamilton back in control, holding it on those end boards. North Bay coming in on the forecheck. They've got control of the puck. They try to play it to the front of the net. That's deflected back to the near side boards. Into the corner. North Bay back in control. A pass attempt is blocked. Hamilton back in control. They get it out into the neutral zone. Played back quickly on the dump in by the Battalion, but they had to wait for everybody to clear to stay on side, and that allows Hamilton to hold the puck, and now they bring it forward. It is Mysak through the neutral zone. Down the wing, he gets knocked off the puck by Winslow, and now Winslow quickly going the other way. It's a 2-on-2 for the Battalion. He drops a shot back to Christopoulos, and it's wide of the net. Back into the corner, Christopoulos now out in front. He gets tangled up with a couple players in the middle of the zone, and that allows the puck to come loose, and it's picked up by Mysak. He heads down the ice, drop pass to the left side. The shot comes in, and DiVincentis sees it through a couple of skates and holds on to it for a stoppage and play with 1:15 to go in the first. North Bay lead 1-0.
Well, last game we had a live interview with Battalion General Manager Adam Dennis in the first intermission, and we thought, hey, that's so much fun. Let's try and do it again. But this time, we're going for the big fish. We got Battalion owner Scott Abbott will be sitting down with Bob Coles in the first intermission. You won't want to miss that interview as Bob talks to Mr. Abbott about everything to do with the troops.
Should be a good one anytime Mr. Abbott can make an appearance. Looking forward to that. Face-off won by the Hamilton Bulldogs inside the North Bay zone. They play it to the point. To the right side, Steo shot is deflected off a skate in front. Picked up by the Battalion. On the near side corner is Mathurin. Dropping it to the half boards to Curry. A minute to go in the first. And Curry, long pass into the neutral zone. It's deflected into the Hamilton zone by Russell, but it's the Bulldogs who have the numbers, trying to now get it out of the zone, and they do. Carried down the right wing by Mutter. Mutter up to the blue line, to the left side, coming in, and the Bulldogs go offside. Just a weird play on the line by Mutter. He had time to go in, and then backtracked instead.
Yeah, and you know what? It's really tough when you watch all the players that are basically going with their forward momentum. All of a sudden, oh my goodness, we need to stop up. What are you talking about? I thought you were going, and next thing you know, there's an offside call. You see it a lot, especially at lower levels of hockey, because the players are making these plays, but you don't see it so much at the OHL level.
Face-off won by the Bulldogs in the neutral zone, and they will backtrack all the way to their own end. And now going down the left wing is Gavin White. He gets all the way up to the North Bay blue line and dumps it in with 25 seconds to go in the first period. North Bay now in control of the puck on the far side boards. It's Coe, but he's trying to get away from the pressure from the Bulldogs. He sends it around to the near side boards. Petrov is able to get it out to Arnsby. Arnsby ahead to Coe, who was about 7 feet offside as that puck was coming in. Talking about momentum carrying you. Coe was just going with the flow there, and that took him way offside. So 14 seconds to go, 1-0 North Bay lead in the first.
I appreciate the rhyming, Matt. It's great. Really good. Coe with the flow. That's fantastic. But yes, Coe was, like you said, 7 steps offside.
Face-off won in the neutral zone by the Bulldogs again. Kammerer feeds it up ahead to the blue line. It is controlled there by Diaco. He sends it to the corner with 2 seconds to go. The puck comes to the point, is shot, and it's blocked in front, and that will bring the first period to an end. Not a lot of rough stuff to talk about, a lot of free-flowing back and forth play. There weren't a lot of stoppages. 2 penalties to call, both coming against the Hamilton Bulldogs, but the North Bay Battalion are able to get a 1-0 lead over the Hamilton Bulldogs.
Okay, 1-0 after 1. Mitchell Russell with the lone goal of the first period. We're going to hear from Battalion owner Scott Abbott in our intermission. And we're just waiting for Mr. Abbott to come over, as he loves to, of course, he does all the postings online and lets battalion fans know what's going on with the hockey team. So it'll take a couple minutes while we do that. And Derek, your comments of the first period.
I think it echoed exactly what we were talking about during the pregame about getting the battalion off to that quick start. Mitchell Russell scored only a minute 20 in. They got those 2 power plays. They showed a lot of pose on the power play, controlling the puck in their own zone. And I really liked how the battalion played in their own zone. They were allowing Devin Sentis to see everything, and he looked so calm back there. And you know what? The nerves aren't showing for such a young kid making his first start here in the Gardens.
Yeah, not the wide open game that we saw in the Barrie game, as Mr. Abbott's going to step in, and we'll hear more from you as we move along, Derek, tonight, and Jamie as well, of course. And right now, Mr. Scott Abbott is all hooked up and ready to go. And
I hope so, Bob.
Yeah, there you go. So, what do you think so far tonight?
Well, I was very pleased to score early out of the gate there, and we made the goal stand up for the rest of the period. I was a little concerned that they might be getting in position to get one late. We got out of it with a lead.
Yeah, a little different than Sunday's game and Friday's game.
Yes, well, those were 2 in completely different directions. We pretty well had our way with Mississauga, which is a pretty solid hockey club. And then we went back and forth with Barrie before letting it get away from us there.
Let's talk about so much has happened. Last time I think we did an interview, I'd hired Ryan Olahan as your head coach, and then everybody disappeared.
Yeah, it's been quite a hiatus here. We're just happy to be back. Somebody was saying today, quibbling about some aspect of the schedule, and I said, well, I don't think it's appropriate to be complaining about things like niceties of the schedule this year. I'm just glad to be playing because it's a whole lot better than it was last year when we didn't play at all.
Now, one thing I noticed was you didn't lay off your office staff during the shutdown. Why? I mean, obviously it's been financially, every owner in the league has taken a pretty big hit, losing hockey for really 2 playoff runs and 1 full season. That decision you made to keep everybody working full time, tell us about that.
Well, I mean, we're not the only ones who've had a hard go of it in the last 18 months or so. But you got to remember, too, that there was continual talk last year about starting on such and such a date, then it getting put back to such and such a date, and put back to such and such a date. So the plug wasn't really completely pulled on the season until late February or early March, so mid-March maybe. So, we could possibly have come back, or so we thought, say January or so. But I thought it was only fair to keep the full-time staff on for the duration.
How close were you to resuming halfway through the year or 2/3 of the way through the year?
I thought we were very, very close. I thought we were within a matter of minutes at one occasion of getting the go-ahead to start. And then things turned around in a matter of, an afternoon.
Yeah, we've seen that with this virus, no doubt about it. The double cohort, this is like unprecedented stuff. You got 2 first-round picks to look at for the first time ever in your history, and just talk about the organization and how the organization sort of went through drafting guys, not seeing them play until this season, and then going through a so-called regular draft.
Yeah, well, we obviously it was disappointing not to see the 2020 draftees play what would have been their rookie season. And then for the past 2021 season, we did the best we could in terms of assessing talent, and there were some degree of scrimmages or mini games or altered games in various places, but very often we were literally in a 30 by 30 ice sheet in a barn looking at 6 players. So it was hardly a game situation, but we did get a good line on people, I think, because the scouts still worked very hard, and we were able to do a lot of homework in terms of character and personality and whatnot. So we were actually very, very pleased with how this most recent priority selection went.
This game has changed so much. I'm trying to compare this team, and I realize guys haven't played yet. So a player like Josh Curry, for example, they say he's one of the veterans, but he's only had one full season in the OHL. But it seems this team is different than any other team we've seen in North Bay. Would you agree with that?
Well, I think so. I mean, for one thing, it's a team that's had a big hiatus in the middle, so they're sort of missing the meat in the sandwich in terms of their history. If you're talking about a 19 or a 20-year-old, Ryan Olahan made a very good point a couple of weeks ago, saying we call it a 19-year-old league all the time, but the kids who are 19 now were 17 the last time we saw them, so we don't really know exactly what's happened to them or how they've been doing. And that's a very good point. But it also makes it very interesting and very exciting. And I think there's a whole lot of new looks throughout the league.
The speed of this team, I think, is what I've really noticed. Blown away by and how you're trying to sort of, like, your good teams in the past have been sort of molded over time, like the Nick Paul team or the Barclay Goodrow team. But this team, that's sort of the end game for you guys. It's sort of saying, here are the ingredients in the meal, and this is what we want to cook down the road.
I'd like to think that we have a lot more basic raw talent on this roster than we've had in a considerable time, probably in the whole time we've had in North Bay. It's very young, but there are a lot of good players out there. I think the Scouts have done a wonderful job in the last 2 priority selections, and I think this team is going to be something.
Okay, and just one more message to, this is something unique we're doing here with the Game Day home broadcast. You got a podcast hosted by Courtney Kenny and Tom Parisi. Just your overall message about the battalion to the community that you're trying to send this year.
Well, I'd like to thank the fans for their support and their loyalty over the time we were away. We're as disappointed as they have been that we weren't able to play, but we're thrilled to be back now, and we expect big things coming, and we'd like to see them here to enjoy it and spur the team on, because they're looking for that.
Okay, thank you very much for visiting with us. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Thank you, Bob.
Scott Abbott, the owner of the North Bay Battalion, joining us in our first intermission, as Jamie McKee is going to step back in here and pick up that microphone and give us her thoughts. You can talk about Mr. Abbott, or you can talk about the first period, whatever you wish.
I guess I can take it away with talking about the first period. Talk about a quick start, not even 2 minutes in, and 1-0 Troops. What else could you ask for, I guess, pretty much. More shots on net than typical in the first period as well, and I thought they were playing pretty physical, throwing the body both ways. I thought Hamilton was pretty physical as well. So, Curry had the big hit there, Arnsby as well, and then, like Courtney said, he took one at his own bench there, so I expect the physicality to definitely keep up in the next 2 periods.
What have you noticed this year about the overall talent of the raw talent of the North Bay Battalion?
Yeah, I definitely think from goaltender all the way up to forward, very talented roster, young as well, very talented for their age. For example, like Ty Nelson, he's just like so strong out there. Some of his passes are almost too hard too hard to handle. And for, like Courtney said as well, this double cohort, some of them have never even played an OHL season. So yeah, very impressed overall.
Derek, we had briefly touched on the first period. This is a different kind of game than we saw last Friday. Last Friday, the big win over Mississauga, wide open, lots of chances at both ends. Joe Verbetic really stole the show that night. And then Sunday, more wide open play, and this time Barrie emerged victorious. Tonight's game's a little different.
I think that was the message from Coach Houlihan after last weekend, seeing how his team wasn't as focused in the defensive zone. And you know what? That was probably the focus of this week's preparing for the Hamilton Bulldogs is taking care of their own zone. And they did that tonight in the first period. They were solid. They were picking up the guys in front of the net, the guys in the dangerous zone, and allowing, like I said earlier, Devin sent us to see every shot. 7 shots, he was able to see every one. He was cool back there and looked so relaxed as a goaltender. And you know what? They need to play this. They can't just be 20 minutes. This has to be a full 60-minute game, just like that first period, if they want to come away with that victory.
Around the OHL tonight, 3 other games. Barrie is losing 4-1 at Niagara after 1 period. Oshawa and Peterborough 1-1 late in the first. Owen Sound early is tied with Windsor. And if you're just joining us, the stat board here, just 1 goal by Mitchell Russell. The shots were 9-7 North Bay. Russell's 4th of the year from Kyle Jackson at 120, and just 2 minor penalties. Brendan Anderson for blindsiding at 6:08, and Lawson Shirk also for the Bulldogs at 10:24. And again, tomorrow the battalion will be in the Sioux. Next home game will be a week from tonight against Oshawa. Jamie, what are you expecting in the second period?
I'm expecting definitely the physicality to keep up. Like I said, a couple big hits in that first period. And I've also been pretty impressed by the battalion. Like Derek said, Dom's been able to see every shot, but I find they've really been stopping the Bulldogs right at the blue line there. Tanaya's had a couple poke checks, as well as Avery Winslow made a couple nice plays at the blue line. So I think keeping pucks out of their own end is definitely something we can expect to see more of from the battalion.
Derek, Mr. Abbott mentioned, I asked him about your typical battalion teams. They sort of they had this model on how to win games, grind games out. This team is totally different. I mean, this team is, he believes, a lot more raw talent, a lot faster, a lot quicker, and really adapting to the way the game has changed.
That's the way the game has been going, is that speed, getting speed through the neutral zone. In the new era, it's being more referred to as the speed zone. You want to get through the speed zone and enter with speed. These kids, the way they grow up nowadays, the stuff they're doing with the pucks and flipping it, and it's moving into the air, and just it's incredible. And these kids have that raw talent, and it's now, can Ryan Houlihan grasp that and utilize it and tame it to bring in an offense that's good for here, and not just go run and gun like we've seen. Like, even though they have that raw talent, they still need to learn how to protect their defensive zone and make that one of their focuses going forward if they want to win in this league consistently.
Well, you mentioned Ryan, Derek, and Jamie. I mean, here's a guy, he played for the Brampton Battalion. He was captain of the Brampton Battalion, comes here as an assistant coach, and now he's sort of, he had a coaching job, it didn't work out, comes back here, and you believe he's the right guy to sort of take this raw dough, basically, and mold it into a finished product?
I think so far so good. Actually, I did talk with Adam Dennis earlier this week, and he touched upon their relationship, and he said they work very well together, in constant communication, and that things are going very smoothly, and the battalion have a winning record. So far so good.
So far so good indeed, and we'll see if that continues in the second period. So thanks Jamie. Thank you, Derek. 1-0 after one. The shots were 9-7 for the good guys. Let's head over to the guys calling it, Matt and Courtney.
Thank you very much, Bob. That was a very insightful interview with the owner, Scott Abbott, as well. Of course, always great when we can hear from Mr. Abbott. It has been a while. It's been since, I want to say, since they took the interim tag off of Ryan Houlihan that we've really heard from him. But again, that's what happens in the middle of a pandemic. Matt, the North Bay Battalion are up 1-0. You had the call on Mitch Hustle Russell. What a great call and what a great game so far for the Battalion, although it did get a little bit back and forth there towards the end of the first.
It did get back and forth, but not a ton of great chances. I mean, the shots are 9-7 in favor of the North Bay Battalion, and I thought both teams did a really good job taking care of their assignments defensively. I thought that neither team opened up too much room on the ice through the neutral zone, and gaining those offensive scoring chances were really hard to come by. We'll see if that continues in the second period if teams start to take chances. Wow.
Well, you know what? You did take Sunday off, so it's been about a week? No, 7, not even, because the last home game was Friday before that one. It's weird. We haven't.
As I'm reminded often, it was on a Friday. Yes.
It's weird because we haven't gotten into that Thursday-Sunday grind yet. And after this, we don't have a game till next Thursday at home. And then after that, it's 3 weeks, November 14th against the Wolves.
That's right. So we get kind of eased into the season. The Battalion, on the other hand, game one of a 3-3.
Yep.
This is a great way to start it, but there's a long way to go here tonight against the Hamilton Bulldogs. And this is one of those situations where you can't get too overconfident and start thinking about the next 2 games against the Sioux.
No, and I think that's kind of not necessarily thinking about the next game, what happened to them on Sunday, but the second period is really where the wheels started to fall off for the Battalion against the Barrie Colts. So, we'll see how that goes for them here in this second period. Of course, Liam Arnsby sat in the box for 17 minutes of that second period. Here's hoping that doesn't happen again to one of the big guns on the Battalion, and he was definitely sorely missed as he was able to score the 4th goal for them in the third period. But we'll see as the second period's about to get underway here if the Battalion can stay the way that they played or if Hamilton will mark a comeback.
Now the Battalion have outscored the opponents 22-13 going into this period, including the 1 goal here tonight. That's 22-13 at Memorial Gardens so far this season.
Very impressive.
Even though we talked about the slow starts, the scoring has been there. We'll see if it can continue now as the North Bay Battalion off the draw bring the puck into the Hamilton zone. At the line, a good defensive play by the Bulldogs to knock the puck loose. They get to the neutral zone, but quickly going back the other way is Coe. He goes down the right wing side. He gets brushed off the puck, and it ends up on the far side, controlled by Steos of the Bulldogs. He flips it to the neutral zone. Coming in is Mysak. He drops it back to the line. Shot from Steos is stopped by DiVincentis, and he'll hold on to it for the save. Very good first period there for DiVincentis, although not a ton of work, but looked solid when he needed to, Courtney.
Well, and that was something that Jamie McKee highlighted after the Mr. Abbott interview, was that she talked about how the Battalion are letting DiVincentis see everything that's in front of him. And it's a very easy thing for a goalie when you don't really have... Sorry, that was Derek. I'm just... You know what? I retire. I'm done, Matt. But anyways, it's a very easy game for a goaltender when he can see the shots coming at him as opposed to bodies in front. Also, Derek, you are fired.
Hit on the neutral zone. There's Curry. Lays it to the near side boards. Now behind the net. Jackson trying to control it for the North Bay Battalion. He falls down from his knees. He passes it to the slot. But again, the Bulldogs there to plug up those lanes. They get control of the puck, and away they go down the other way. Right towards the net. Shot save made by DiVincentis. Back out to the line. It's picked up by Kyle Jackson, and now North Bay have room the other way. Jackson through the middle. Trying to get right to the net, but he's taken to the outside. Still control the puck, played it across the zone. That does not reach the stick of Mathern of the Battalion. Instead, it goes to the neutral zone, and it's picked up in that neutral zone by the Battalion. They move in over the blue line. Hard hit on the near side boards. Puck goes into the corner. Now it's behind the net. It's the Bulldogs in control. Donovan clears some space and dumps it out to the neutral zone.
Very lucky play there for the Battalion as the puck wasn't picked off at the Hamilton blue line. It would have been quite the odd man rush going the other way, but Mathern was able to thwart that.
Minute 45 into the second period. 1-0 North Bay lead. Shot from the blue line. Stopped. Save made. Rebound chance in front of the net. And the Battalion can't get a secondary scoring chance. It's behind the net. Now played down the left wing. Wakely centering to Christopoulos out of his reach to the near side boards. Back around to the far side. Van Steensel chasing it down to the point. Kept in. Into the corner now. Centering pass. Nobody there. Picked up by Diaco, and he sends it out to the neutral zone. North Bay very quickly going the other way. Wakely, Christopoulos alone, the shot off the shoulder of Constantini, and it's down to the point. The Bulldogs pick it up. They go the other way. Hamilton in over the blue line. They drop the puck back to nobody. They regain possession, though, as the next wave come in. They center it. It's off the boards. Picked up the shot, and it's fired wide down to the point. Romeo to the half boards. Looking for Shirk there. He gets knocked off the puck. Paul Christopoulos of the Battalion. Fire it to the far side boards. It's off a body and out to the neutral zone. Picked up quickly by the Bulldogs. They come back and again. Romeo. Lead pass to Shirk coming in, and he gets blocked. Now on the far side hash marks. It's the Bulldogs back in control. Couple of hard stick checks. It comes loose. North Bay in control of it. They get it out of the zone. Coming down the right wing is Potaluch to the middle to Outwater. Knocked off his stick. Now to Sema to the half boards. Couple of hard hits. North Bay trying to control the puck. Down the point, Rose. Across the left side, Winslow. Walking in. Shot just wide. To the near side boards. Down to the point, Rose. Fires it. Save made by Constantini. It's down to the point to Rose again. Right side, Outwater to the left side. Winslow overskates the puck. He finds it off the boards. In behind the net to the near side. Shot around to the point. It is Rose. Slaps it to the net. Shot deflected again. Picked up in the near side corner. The Battalion with pressure. They keep the puck in. Rose gets hit, and now the Bulldogs go the other way. 2-on-1 coming down the right wing. The shot, they score. Mark Duarte finishing off the play, tying the game at 1, 4 minutes into the second.
Well, I have to say, first off, that first half of that shift was quite the shift for the Battalion fourth line. Unfortunately, it ends up with the puck in the back of their net as Rose, on a bit of a pinch, gets caught as he gets hit, and Winslow, skating by the blue line as well, not able to quite catch up, but he did a good job of getting back eventually, trying to block the pass, but it didn't matter as he was able to get it over DiVincentis' blocker side. Much like the very first goal for the Battalion, Mitch Russell, and on the same net too, I might add.
Duarte's second goal of the season. And it's just unfortunate because the Battalion had a ton of chances. They're up to 15 shots now. Pretty much all from that barrage there.
Exactly.
And they were just too gassed to get back on the defensive side. And that's what we said going in this period. Where is that opportunity going to come in terms of opening up the scoring lanes? And you saw it right there with the Hamilton Bulldogs taking advantage of a tired young core. Now the Battalion trying to go the other way. They get blocked as we resume play here in the second period. 4.5 in. 1-1 the score. It is played in the far side corner in the North Bay zone by the Bulldogs. They send it to the point. Controlled there by Kammerer. He sends it to the net. That gets blocked. Long stretch pass looking for Arnsby, but it's out of his reach, and it's going to be icing called against the North Bay Battalion. And again, now you're starting to see the lanes are opening up. Some stretch passes are trying to be made. Both teams are feeling a little bit of pressure to try and get things going offensively.
Yeah, especially this Battalion team who, of course, were really outplayed in that second period against the Barrie Colts here on Sunday. We've talked about it a couple of times now here on the broadcast. So the Battalion definitely want to flush memories of that second period down the drain, but Hamilton just as motivated as well. They don't want to see their perfect record so far tarnished here in North Bay.
4-0 going into this game are the Hamilton Bulldogs. 2-0 obviously on the road. They've outscored their opponents 7-2, including a 4-0 shutout against the Niagara Ice Dogs their last time out last Sunday in St. Catharines. 5:15 to play, 5:15 gone in the second period. It's a 1-1 game. And it's the North Bay Battalion trying to get the puck out of the zone. They find it in the corner, flip it out to the neutral zone. Getting to the puck at his own blue line was Jorian Donovan of the Bulldogs, and he sends it back into the North Bay end. They play it forward, picked up by the Bulldogs at their own blue line. They send it the other way. Chasing it is Govro of the Battalion. He finds it behind his own net, and he feeds it up to the skates of Jackson. Jackson kicks it to the half boards. Govro is there. He plays it back to the far side of Christopoulos, and Paul Christopoulos sends it down the ice, touched by nobody, and icing will be called against North Bay with almost 6 minutes gone in the second. 1-1 the score.
Well, you mentioned stretch passes, and that's kind of part of the risk of stretch passes is icing or missing your defender, and a lot of, as you mentioned, back and forth with the passes through the neutral zone, and it's past the North Bay blue line, and then pass back up, and it's past the Hamilton blue line. That's the danger of a lot of that laneways kind of opening up, and now we get to a game that's a lot of icing calls, but a lot of opportunities so far in the second.
North Bay win the draw. They get the puck to the neutral zone, but very quickly Shirk is on it, and he drops it back to his own blue line to Donovan. Donovan plays it to the far side. Back to Donovan now, who keeps falling further back into his own end. He plays it to the far side to White. White with the stretch pass down the ice. The Bulldogs getting into the zone down the far right side wing, but on the half boards, a nice stick check by one of the Battalion defenders to get it back to the line. It's kept in the zone, back to left side, now in front, and White could not finish off the play. The Battalion had a second to get it out of the zone, couldn't do it, and it almost cost them. Into the neutral zone now. Mutter going over the North Bay blue line. Delayed offside called here as his skates went ahead of the puck. And so that allows North Bay to get the puck down the ice, up ahead to Christopoulos, feeds it across the zone to Jackson just out of his reach. But he plays it from the boards to the point. It's shot back around the end boards looking for Jackson, and it's cut off by the Bulldogs, and they get it up to their blue line and now into the neutral zone. And they can't complete a stretch pass to Romeo, so it ends up behind the net in the North Bay zone for Simon Rose, who gets knocked off the puck, picked up behind the net, sent to the point. Hamilton in control. Shot comes in. Save made on the doorstep. DiVincentis finds it and holds on to it for stoppage in play.
Good play for DiVincentis to stand his ground there after not really being tested much after the goal. That was a good response from the Battalion, but ultimately, you look at some of these guys like Govro, who's really playing in a second game. Of course, him and DiVincentis have not played since that second game of the season in Sault Ste. Marie, where they lost to the Greyhounds. But yeah, Govro just making a couple of little mistakes in his own zone. But that comes with the fact that he's a rookie and the fact that this is only his second game, and everyone else has gotten a little bit more rhythm to their game compared to him because they've been playing every single game.
Colin Wakely waved out of the face-off circle. And now he gets a stern talking to by the official there.
No idea what that was about, but yeah,
okay.
You can tell that Wakely, the competitor, is probably pretty fired up.
Face-off won by the Battalion regardless, and they get it to the neutral zone. And that was something I wanted to check up on in the intermission. It seemed like Hamilton was winning a lot of the face-off, but according to my online score sheet, North Bay is actually up 12-10 in that category. Playback underway inside the North Bay zone. The Bulldogs have it in the far side corner. Wakely trying to pressure them off the puck. It gets kicked around to the near side. Now back into the corner on the near side. And a hard check. That dislodges Morrison from the puck. And North Bay get going down the other way. A pass at the line is blocked by Steos of the Bulldogs, and they send it back up the left wing side to Morrison. Now into the near side corner to Diaco. To the point. Shot comes in. That's wide of the net. Picked up behind the net by Arnsby, looking for some support to get it out of the area. He finds that as he turns and goes down the far side, and he gets it out to the neutral zone. A long stretch pass is blocked again. Off escape, back into the North Bay end. North Bay in control. Arnsby brings it forward, takes a hard hit on the boards, but he gets it into the Hamilton zone to Coe. Coe finds Petrov. Petrov tries to blast it to the line, but that's blocked, and now Nelson will chase it out of the zone for North Bay. Nelson gets pressured off the puck. The puck is at the line, fed up front, and then the shot could not come away by the Bulldogs, and now North Bay are able to get it out of the zone. They send it down the ice, playing the puck to the side of his net is Constantini. He drops it to the end boards, picked up back there by White, and White will send it through the neutral zone, and this should and will be icing called against the Bulldogs with 10:56 to go in the second period. 1-1 the score.
the battalion need a little bit of a reset here in the second period, as there's, again, you mentioned 10:56 left in the second. They just need a bit of a reset, as that top line out there with Nelson and Mathern weren't really making many crisp passes to one another. A lot of the passes were in their skates. There wasn't many tape to tape, and a lot of errors come from passes like that.
Yeah, they were looking for the opportunities that weren't there, something we really haven't seen the battalion do a whole lot of this season. It's been a lot of team carry into the zone and not those individual plays. Now, off the face-off, they get a shot on Constantini, and then a couple guys get roughed up in front of the net, and the officials jump in very quickly, and they will send each team to their respective sides.
Part of that was SEMA went really hard into the net against Hamilton and actually made contact with Constantini. So Hamilton coming in there and saying, hey, this guy's got a 948 save percentage coming into this game, or 943. We don't want to see him get hurt.
That's it. Hamilton win the offensive zone draw, and they carry it all the way into the North Bay zone. Now it's played into the near side corner. Govro trying to play it down the wing to SEMA. SEMA's shot out of the zone is blocked, and it ends up back along the end boards. Govro behind the net, feeds it down the right wing again for SEMA. He gets held along the boards by Anderson. Anderson gets it up ahead on the left wing side. A pass to the slot is off a skate and rolling right towards DiVincentis for a stoppage in play. 10:16 to go in the second. North Bay and Hamilton tied at 1.
Smart cover up there by DiVincentis, as he just kind of noticed that his team was a little bit hemmed in. There wasn't really much going on, but the team needs a bit of a reset there, and so he takes things into his own hand when the puck comes close to him and covers it up to allow for that reset.
Face-off won by the Bulldogs. One-timer from Steos at the point, and it's shot well over the glass and out of play. 10:13 to go in the second. 1-1 the score.
Another mention about Nathan Steos. We talk about the overager. He was the 17th overall pick in 2017 by the Windsor Spitfires. But, of course, that his dad, when he took over as president of the Bulldogs, would have to acquire him at some point.
Inside the North Bay zone, in the far side, Winslow gets hit hard on the boards, but he's shielding the puck from Mysak, who's trying to dig it away. And now it comes loose to the point. Still shot stop. Rebound chance is deflected away by the battalion right in front. Hard hit on the far side boards. North Bay end up with the puck. It's Winslow up ahead to Russell, coming in on the right side. Russell to the left side, to the front of the net. Winslow was there, but he could not bury it. Great passing play by the troops. And they almost end up with a 2-1 lead. But now it's the Bulldogs going back the other way. White behind the goal line. Feeds it in front. The shot. Save made. Rebound chances denied as well. DiVincentis with 2 huge saves to keep the game tied at 1. We've reached the midway point. Let's send things over to Bob Coles.
Thanks. Big ovation there. I was about to say the offensive chances have really picked up in the second period. Both teams getting opportunities on that last sequence, and great goaltending from both ends have kept the game tied at 1. Of course, next battalion game will be tomorrow night as they hit the road to play the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, and then they also play the Greyhounds on Saturday, and then they're back home for their next game at Memorial Gardens a week from tonight against the Oshawa Generals. And elsewhere in the OHL, Niagara leading Barrie 4-1. Also, Oshawa and Peterborough tied at 1. Owen Sound and Windsor scoreless. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Bob. Well, it was a special battalion birthday that was just celebrated. Joe Verbetic turns 19.
Yeah, the Montreal Canadiens draft pick who's backing up DiVincentis here tonight, turning 19, as they mentioned here. PA address announcer Brian Floyd, who's great to have back in the PA seat here tonight after a 2-week quarantine period. You can also learn more about Brian Floyd on this week's episode of the Frontline podcast, Matt.
It was a fun show.
Anytime with Brian's fun.
Yeah, that's true. There's a shot from the Bulldogs off the shoulder and over the glass and out of play. So with 9:12 to go, still a 1-1 game here in the second period, but the Bulldogs have started to even things up in the shot column as well. It's 16-14 with the battalion leading that. But again, most of those came in that 2-minute barrage earlier on in the period, and they really haven't had much since then. There's another shot off the drop. Big save by DiVincentis, and he kicks it out to the neutral zone, picked up by Coe. He comes down the right wing for North Bay, stops at the half boards, sends it to the point. Liam Arsby gets knocked off the puck as he looked to take a shot. Humphrey ends up with it for Hamilton, and he goes the other way. Sends it down the right wing. Shot from Morrison is a save made again by DiVincentis, and boy, you got to think the battalion coaching staff is going, guys, let's get him a goal.
Well, I was just about to say, Matt, where would the battalion be in the second period without DiVincentis? He has made some 10-bell saves. He's made some great saves all game long, but especially here in the second period as the battalion are being shelled in their own zone. And I have to say, it's kind of reminiscent of Joe Verbetic against the Sudbury Wolves and the Mississauga Steelheads, where he had 40-some saves against the Steelheads.
Face-off won by the Bulldogs inside the North Bay zone, but big scrum along the boards, kicks the puck loose to the point. Now the shot comes in from the point, and it's high. Out to the neutral zone. Check that. No, it stays inside the blue line, played by Hamilton. Back and forth they go at the line. White to the right side. Steos shot, scores! Nathan Steos on the one-timer. Absolutely rifles this one past everyone, including the North Bay netminder, and it's a 2-1 lead thanks to the Overagers' first goal of the season.
Well, you had to know that was coming at some point with just how hemmed in North Bay has been for the last, I would say, 7 or 8 minutes here since the first Hamilton goal of this period to go up. Now they're up 2-1, and you know what, DiVincentis, he's had a good game, and there's not much he can do really when he's trying to look for the puck through traffic, and when Steos lets off a rocket of a shot like that through traffic, it's going to be tough to beat. Of course, if you're also wondering at home who Steve Steos was, of course, he played in the NHL. Lots of fame there with the Edmonton Oilers on that 2006 Cup run.
So now Hamilton have a 2-1 lead. And Courtney, we were saying how much the goaltending has really been a huge plus for the North Bay Battalion early this season as a shot comes in toward Constantini, and he holds on to it. They outscored the opponents going into this game 22-17 overall, but it has felt at times like they have needed every single one of those saves from mostly Joe Verbetic, but also DiVincentis tonight included.
Well, you look at the defense, and of course it is strong, but you look at it, you got Nelson and Mathurin, that's an all-rookie pairing. Then you got Christopoulos and either Lucan or Govro. That's pretty young pairing as well. Winslow himself hasn't played many games in the OHL either, as he's only there for the 1 year with London and North Bay.
Simon Rose, the lone overager within that group. 7:55 to go in the second period. North Bay in control inside the Hamilton zone. In the middle, they're trying to get a shot away, but trying to right himself was Sema, and he just couldn't find the handle of the puck, and that allows Hamilton to clear the zone. Now they have the control of the puck inside the North Bay end. Shot toward the net is wide. Picked up behind the net, looking for a centering pass. That is denied. To the far side corner. A couple of hard hits. A couple of players go down. North Bay find the puck, and they do clear the zone, but they can't complete a pass, and so they have to backtrack in their own end. North Bay find it, and now they dump it down the ice. It gets past everybody, and it's an icing call. And just looking now across to the bench at the coaching staff, head coach Ryan Olhan a little visibly frustrated, I think, with his team's passing in this second period here.
I think I agree with him on this because we mentioned it earlier. There have been a lot of passes in the skates or missing players altogether, resulting in icing. There's been hardly any tape-to-tape passes like we saw in the first period or in any of their victories so far this season. And passing is a very critical portion of the game. It doesn't take an expert to tell you that, but it is a very critical part of the game to get the puck movement going and moving the goaltenders and getting it down the ice.
Yeah, and it stops a lot of momentum for your team, right? If you have to then backtrack and start going the other way constantly. Play inside the North Bay zone with 6:55 to go in the period. It's behind the net. The puck comes around to the near side boards. Chipped ahead, picked up by Sema, and Sema will dump it down, and that is going to be icing called as well. Now, North Bay, I've noticed in this period, their bottom two lines that contain pretty much all first or second year players have had a lot of ice time in this period. They looked really good on one shift. That was the sustained offensive shift. But since then, they haven't really been able to do much.
No, there hasn't been much zone time by the Battalion through all 4 lines and all 3 pairings, really. But yes, as you mentioned, they have been getting a lot of ice time this period. And I think that's kind of Ryan Houlihan's chance now to kind of see what his team is. You know, we might as well do it here earlier in the season as opposed to when you're worried about seeding and chasing down a playoff spot later in the year.
6:35 to play in the second period. It's a 2-1 Hamilton lead. North Bay looking to bring the puck out of the zone. It's Russell just behind his own blue line. He lost it in the skates. The Bulldogs take it away, and they go ahead. 2-on-1 in the zone. The shot is off the blocker of DiVincentis, and now it's picked up by Russell. He heads down the right wing again. He flips it to the far side, but it missed the glass. It goes out of play, hitting the net, and so North Bay will have to then take the face-off right at center ice.
Bit of a weird play there because you see Mitch Russell flip that puck down the ice and you're thinking, oh, he's got more than enough real estate for that puck to come down, but it just missed the top of the glass, just kept on sailing there. And now, as you mentioned, we have a face-off here at center ice. Thankfully, no delay of game penalty.
And the face-off is won by the Bulldogs. They push it forward over the blue line. Shirk goes into the corner. He gets pushed off the puck by Nelson. Now to the far side boards. Curry throws a hit but can't find the puck. It's into the corner, picked up by Jackson of the Battalion. He finds Curry. Curry across the right side to Russell. Over the blue line. Russell going in. Shot save made. Big rebound, and it's denied as well from Constantini. And the Battalion back on in control of the puck. It's to the right side. Russell is there. Russell sends it to the corner. Lost his stick. It got flipped up out of his hands, and that allows Hamilton to find the puck, and they go the other way. Shirk feeds it right in front to Mutter, and his poke check shot is denied by DiVincentis. It comes out to the neutral zone. Romeo is there. Couple of weird plays there on both ends of the ice. And here comes Anderson for the Bulldogs now into the zone. Anderson gets around Rose, centering pass deflected, and it's high in the air. It comes back down into the neutral zone. So now the Bulldogs will have to retreat again, and they chase it all the way into their own end. Pass up the ice, blocked by Arnsby at the line. Arnsby trying to move forward. That gets blocked off his stick, and now the Bulldogs going the other way. Hard hit at the line to take Hayes out of the action, and that allows North Bay to go the other way. In over the blue line, Petrov coming in, shot over the glove of the goaltender Constantini. That allows Hamilton to get on the puck. They head out of the zone with it. It is Donovan coming in over the blue line, right down the middle. Backhanded shot denied by DiVincentis. Into the corner. Puck frozen there. Couple of guys trying to get it out of the area. It does come loose. It's Arnsby behind the net. He feeds it down the right wing boards to Coe with 4:20 to play in the period. It's up through the neutral zone to Winslow. Winslow down the left wing. Into the Bulldog zone. To the point to Arnsby. Cross the right side. Christopoulos shot. Save made. Kicked into the corner. Winslow finds it behind the net to Coe. Coe centers it to the point to Christopoulos. Back to the right side. Hash marks to Petrov. Petrov shot. Gets through everybody. Wakely on the other side. Can't get a shot off. It's into the corner. Bulldogs in control with 4 minutes to play in the period. They send a stretch pass down the ice, in all alone on DiVincentis, and they can't get a shot off on a beautiful defensive back check by, I believe, Mathurin. No, check that. That was Cam Govro getting in on the back check to break up that play. Back into the Bulldog zone. And the Battalion can't control it there. It's flipped up. It's out of play. And that will get it to a face-off inside the Bulldog zone. So with 3:31 to go in period number 2, it's a 2-1 Bulldogs lead. But North Bay starting to pick up a little bit on the offensive chances here.
Well, and you got to look at Cam Govro. We talked about him earlier. This is only his second game, but that was a great defensive play, like you mentioned, Matt, coming back to break up the breakaway for the Hamilton Bulldogs. And it's always tough to do that because when you see a play like that, you're either expecting a penalty shot or a penalty to be called, and none of that happened with Cam Govro making that play.
Like you said earlier, just his second career OHL game, and that is a big-time defensive play. Into the Bulldog zone. Deep behind the goal line. North Bay in control. It's Christopoulos to Paul Christopoulos. Sends it in on net. That's kicked away. And cleared by the Bulldogs into the neutral zone, but it's Paul Christopoulos quickly on the loose puck. He fires it back into the Hamilton end. And what's impressive right now is North Bay is pinning Hamilton deep. Now they just need control of the puck a little bit more inside that zone. It's shot out. Nelson has it for the Battalion behind his own blue line. There's a lot of pressure on Nelson there. It gets flipped up into the Bulldogs bench. And we'll have another stoppage in play with 2:41 to go in the second. 2-1 the score.
Well, I'm going to use a phrase that our producer Ben Long absolutely can't stand, but Ty Nelson has come as advertised for the North Bay Battalion. Look at that play right there, the skating where he was kind of zigzagged by the Hamilton bench, and you just look at that and you're like, man, this kid's only 17. Can you imagine what he's going to be like at 25, 26 in the NHL?
It's pretty impressive, that's for sure. 2:35 to play in the period. Hamilton win the face-off. They get the puck into the North Bay zone, but taken away quickly by Kyle Jackson of the Battalion. He gets it up to the blue line, then his clearing attempt is blocked. It goes right back towards DiVincentis, and he clears it away. Now it's picked up by Nelson, up to Russell. Russell into the neutral zone for Mathurin. He drops it to the half boards, now back into the corner. Mathurin centers it to Russell. Russell turns and fires, and it's a save made by Constantini.
Much like whenever we see Matvei Petrov or Brandon Coe take a shot, this season, whenever Mitch Russell takes a shot, it almost feels like even anything, just even just a floater on net feels like it's gonna go. It has a chance of going into the back of the net. That's how red hot Mitch Russell has been since he came back from injury. Like we mentioned, he has goals in every game. He has over a point a game at this point, and it's just great to see from the overager.
2:11 to play, 20 shots apiece to this point of the second period, and it's a 2-1 Hamilton lead. Hamilton gets the puck out of their zone all the way down into the North Bay zone. Play is broken up. Now Coe trying to get out. Coe gets stopped at line by Mutter. Mutter comes in, takes a shot, and then goes feet over head onto the ice as Mathurin that time came in with a big-time poke check. And I don't know how much of the puck he got, but man, did he knock Mutter down, and the play stays alive. It's Steos at the line, coming in towards the slot. His backhanded shot is wide of the net. The puck goes to the point. It's picked up there by the Bulldogs. In on the near side half boards. Pass across the zone, out of the reach, picked up off the half boards. Cross-zone pass, Hayes is there, into the slot, and they can't get the clean shot away. North Bay pick up the puck, they dump it down the ice. Steos will chase it with 1:10 to play in the second. 2-1 Hamilton lead. Back into the North Bay zone. North Bay trying to clear. They get blocked. Melee sends it to the right side. The shot comes in. That's blocked. And around to the near side boards. Hayes is there. Down to the point, Romeo. Kept in on the half boards. Back to the point, another attempt. Back up to the half boards. That's blocked. North Bay come out of the zone with it. Christopoulos leading the charge. Over the blue line, shot in. It's deflected high. Going into the corner. It's Simon Rose on it. Rose tries to feed to the middle. That gets blocked. Hamilton back in control with 30 seconds to play in the period. And it is cleared. 2-1 the score for the Bulldogs with 24 seconds to go now in the second. It's dumped into the Bulldog zone. North Bay have it on the half board. Centering pass blocked again. And Hamilton will skate out of the zone with it. Coming down is Mysak. Centering pass, that gets blocked. 10 seconds to go. Van Steedsel down the right wing side. Feeds it up ahead. Coming in. Back to the middle. Winslow shot at the last second. And he can't bury it.
What a chance for the Battalion there in the final 10 seconds with a great defensive stop and then a chance to go down. Unfortunately, Hamilton just blocking that last-minute shot attempt by Avery Winslow. But we are now into our second intermission, and we will send things back over to Bob, Derek, and Jamie right now.
Thank you very much, Courtney. Yes, Hamilton looks like they're in control of this game. Lots of chances for them, especially in the last half of the period. They started to get chances, and the game started to get played in the North Bay end more than the first period. We'll just duck in a few OHL scores. Niagara leading Barrie 4-1 late second period. We've got Oshawa trailing Peterborough by a count of 3-1. That game's at the home of the Petes. And Owen Sound and Windsor late first period are scoreless. As for the stats in this one, Hamilton with both goals in the second period. after North Bay scored in the first. The shots in the second, 13-12 Hamilton, 21-20 North Bay overall. Just 2 power plays, both in the first period, and both for the Battalion, but no goals. And face-offs won 19-19. The 2 second period goals, both by the visitors. Mark Duarte is second of the year, unassisted at .358. Nathan Stayos has got the go-ahead goal from Gavin White at 11:38, and no penalties in that second period. Well, let's bring in Jamie McKee. Jamie, you've seen this game for 2 periods. North Bay very representative of the lead after 1, but in the second, especially in the last 8 or 9 minutes, Hamilton really started to take over.
Yeah, absolutely. 40 minutes played here. Touching on what you just mentioned there, especially there was a solid 7 or 8 minutes there where Hamilton did completely take over, and ultimately it led to that 2-on-1 where they were able to get their first goal of the game. But I don't know, I think Dom looked pretty good that period as well. And they're only down by 1. It's not over till it's over.
Yeah, we got 20 big minutes to go, and it's North Bay's had chances. 1 at the end, 1 at the midway mark were the best ones, but no goals that period, Derek. And it seems, what do you think Hamilton's doing after falling behind early in the first period? They've rallied, but this team is, what do you think they're doing to sort of stem the tide here so far?
I think what they're really doing is just sticking to the game plan they had established coming into here tonight, and just doing that. The experience, the capitalizing on the turnovers in the neutral zone. They got that 1 quick goal off of a turnover, led to that 2-on-1. And then just spreading out the offense in the offensive zone. When they're in the Battalion zone, they're spreading it out. They're making those passes back to the D. They're going D to D. They're playing down low. They're not panicking when they have the puck, and just spreading out the defense and capitalizing. Like, what a shot by Stayos. That low, hard shot. It was a seeing eye shot from the point. Dom had no chance on it, and you know what? It's good that the Battalion are playing tightly in their zone. It's just now they've just got to stay in the positions, not get chasing the puck when they get hemmed in.
Okay, I want a special shout out to Barry Twilt, who found my hat, my golf hat yesterday after it fell off my hat at the 9th green. And Barry, he's a big Battalion fan, and thank you for finding the hat, getting hold of Derek, and he got hold of me. I got my green Saskatchewan Roughriders hat back, so great job there. We'll hear more from Jamie and Derek in our intermission. Of course, other stories going on in the OHL, and here's Matt Sukram talking to Mark Perry about some of that.
Well, it's the first game of the week for the North Bay Battalion, and that means it's time to be joined once again with our expert analysis from looking around the league. It's Mark Perry. Mark from down in Kitchener, how are you this week?
I'm doing good, Matt. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. A lot to get to in this week's look around the league. Let's start with the NHL Central Scouting Players to Watch list. There were 66 OHL players that were included on this list, and only 2 of them got A ratings, which means those are likely to be drafted in the first round. And those 2 players are Shane Wright of the Kingston Frontenacs and Matthew Poitris from the Guelph Storm. Are you surprised that there were only 2 OHL players that got an A rating out of these 66 listed players, Mark?
I think so. I think maybe a Ty Nelson could have gotten an A rating, to be honest. I think he's had a great start to the year. I think there's too much stock kind of put into points. But in the end, the one thing I will say about this NHL Central Scouting, the watch list, I never really put too much stock in the A, B, C rating. A lot of the thought process is going to be down later on in the year when you have them ranked 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Mm-hmm. We're in a section of the year where there's so much, again, unpredictability. A lot of these players that are on this list haven't played in a year and a half. So I think there is a lot of growing to do for a lot of these players. And I do think that there's going to be a lot more of those, those C players that'll move up to, I guess you can call it a B rating, and those B ratings go up to an A rating. I was a little surprised to only see 2, to be honest, but I don't put too much stock into it. Of course, Shane Wright, I think he was an automatic to be an A rating. I mean, He's going to be the #1 overall pick coming up in the 2022 NHL draft. Matthew Poitras. I got to see him a couple of times with the Guelph Storm already this year. He scored 2 goals in the season opener against Kitchener here, and he looked great on both of those goals. I think he's going to be a phenomenal prospect, and he will be a first-round pick, in my opinion. But I am a little surprised that I only saw 2 with an A rating.
All right. There's been some early season player movement actually in the last week. First off, you had Windsor, who sent defenseman Dylan Robinson to Sudbury in exchange for fellow defenseman Nathan Rebo, as well as a Sudbury 3rd round pick in 2025. How do you think this helps the Sudbury Wolves going forward?
More or less. I mean, you want to bring in some more character guys into the room. You want to bring in that veteran presence into the room at the same time. I do think he will provide that for the team this year.
And similar to a trade bringing in veteran presence, that is what the Peterborough Petes did. They picked up one of the Sioux Greyhounds for overagers. That was Joe Carroll. So Joe Carroll went to the Peterborough Petes in exchange for 3 draft picks. And we saw Peterborough on opening night here in North Bay. They had a clear need for some veteran presence on that roster. They're one of the youngest teams in the OHL. They made a move earlier to get Ethan Sproul from the Erie Otters, and now they're bringing in Joe Carroll. The rumor is they could get Mason McTavish back at some point, but he might be sticking around the NHL a little bit longer. So for the Peterborough Petes, obviously a move to again help those young guys along here.
I think McTavish stays, to be completely honest.
Really? Interesting.
He's looked great in an Anaheim Ducks uniform. Do the Anaheim Ducks allow McTavish to go play for Team Canada? But at the same time, too, I don't think that he's going to be back in a Peterborough Petes uniform. That's my hot take right there. And I think making this trade for Joe Carroll, like you said, Matt, they needed that veteran presence. And I think they get that with Joe Carroll. Not just that, but they get some goal scoring out of that on the back end, too. So I think that's going to be a fantastic addition for them.
Absolutely. And lastly, as we record this, the Hamilton Bulldogs, who, if you're listening to this, are playing the North Bay Battalion right now. The Kitchener Rangers and the London Knights are going into this weekend's action still undefeated. The Flint Firebirds are 2-0 to start the year. They're in action tonight against Saginaw, so that could change after we record this. But I want to ask, who do you think has had the most impressive start, and who do you think will be undefeated still after this weekend's action?
Most impressive, Hamilton. I love what Jay McKee has done with this organization since stepping in as head coach. I think Hamilton is going to be a very good team. He's a very good coach to have with the Hamilton Bulldogs organization. The team that I think is going to remain undefeated, though, is going to be the London Knights. They don't exactly have the hardest of schedules here. They only play Owen Sound, who they've already beaten twice this year. Kitchener, I don't know if they get past against Windsor on Friday night. I think, they're 4-0. I've gotten to see 3 of these games because, of course, 3 of these games were at home. The road game was a comeback victory over the Guelph Storm. They didn't look exactly that sharp in the first 2 games. They looked very good against Sarnia. And then it was a very close, low-shooting game against Guelph just this past Tuesday. I think that if they can get past Windsor, I do think they remain undefeated. But if they don't get past Windsor, I mean, that kind of exits the argument there, right? Flint, I think they have that easier schedule. They recognize, I believe they're going against Saginaw. I think, as we record this, they are playing, right. And I think I'm going to look like a fool if they're losing the game as this is playing right now. But at the same time, too, I do think Flint ends up coming out of this weekend with a loss. And I think London comes out undefeated this weekend.
Yeah, well, like you said, they do have the easiest schedule out of those 4 teams, being they've just got the 1 game against the Owen Sound attack. So less room for error, shall we say, for the London Knights this week.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. Appreciate your comments as always. That's Mark Perry from Kitchener with our look around the league. More Battalion hockey coming up right after this.
Well, welcome back, and Mark Perry, always interesting, and Mark Perry predicting his hometown team now is going to lose. Wow, shocking. Hope he gets to keep his job next week. Let's they did talk about the players to watch list, and I'm always interested in just a few games into the season how you become a player to watch. But there's so much hockey to be played. But as for the North Bay Battalion, they had 2 B-listed players, Liam Arnsby and Ty Nelson, meaning they're candidates for selection in the second or third round should they keep their ranking. And goalie Dom DeVincentis, who's playing tonight, Tanias Mathern and Dallin Wakely are C candidates for and they would, if you look ahead, 4th through 6th rounds of the 7-round process. So before we get talking about the third period, Jamie, I understand you talked to Adam Dennis a little about the players that made the list and how they're feeling about where these guys are going to end up.
Exactly. I did chat with Adam yesterday afternoon, and yeah, he touched upon how NHL scouts are definitely interested in these 5 players, and he mentioned that what he tells these scouts is it's not just hockey. You got to look for the type of person that they are. And Adam also mentioned that he reminds all of these players that you can't just turn it on in your draft year. These scouts have probably been paying close attention or some attention to them since before these rankings have come out, and you can't just turn it on when it matters. So it's more than being just a good hockey player. But he also did say, obviously, he's pleased to have 5 players in the mentions.
Now, players, they take a look at these. They're on social media all the time, so they know what their ranking is going in. And coaches often saying, listen, forget about the rankings, forget about what they say, just focus on your job on the ice. Anyone on that list that is underrated, overrated, or maybe isn't on the list and should be, and for the battalion, anyone stand out for you?
It's hard to say because it's so early in the season, especially for some of these young guys. We've looked at Ty Nelson. We've seen him ranked as high as 11th in the scouting draft picks, and we've seen him 24th. We've seen him now. He's rated as a B player, and like you question it when you only see 2 A players altogether, Shane Wright and Matthew Poitris. It's like, how did they really come up with these? And like Ty Nelson, like, is he like a B plus? Is he, that mid to late first round to early second? It's tough to say, and I question a guy like Dom DeVincentis is to keep that C rating. Like, how many games do we need to see him in an OHL season to get a really good spot for him going further and improve that rating?
And we know that if Shane Wright has 3 bad games in a row, he's not going to become a C-rated player. So that's not going to happen.
They're questioning how Shane Wright's only got 6 points in 5 games. Like, is that a bad start for him? Is it like he's only 1 or 2 hot games away from being a 2-point per game player? And it's like, how much does that really play into it? Is it more of a name person?
And there's more than 60 games to go still?
Only 60. Jamie, third period, what are you expecting?
Well, they're only down by 1, right? 20 minutes to put a couple in the back of the net. Like we mentioned off the top in this intermission, definitely Hamilton took over that second period, but I'm sure they're not satisfied with a 1-goal lead, and North Bay could be in a much worse boat. So shots are close, and North Bay did pick it up near the end of that period there. So if they come out hot, I can definitely see the scoreboard changing pretty quickly.
Derek, what are you looking at third period?
I'm looking more of the same as that second period. A lot of intensity. The troops are going to come out trying to get that equalizer early in the third period and just come out, put their foot on the pedal, and see what happens. You know what? They're a young team, and this is where their learning is right now, and playing these big moments in the third period.
Now, some people ask me, what trumps for a hockey player? Is it junior hockey or the NHL? Well, junior hockey, you're in the same organization. When you get to the NHL and you play against each other. The other night, Boris Tkachuk got slashed pretty hard by Joe Thornton. Tkachuk now with Tampa, Thornton now with Florida, and Thornton got a $5,000 fine. So when the junior players get to the NHL, expect their former junior teammates, or you want to call them that, aren't going to treat them very kindly.
No, it's like I like to say is you're competitive from whistle to whistle, from the puck drop in the first period to the horn goes. And the way it is nowadays is social media, playing on teams. It's like you leave what happens on the ice, and you go out and your friends afterwards and you chirp each other about what happened on that ice. And you know what? That's the great thing about this game these days.
Okay, boys, and Jamie. That's it for our intermission. 2-1 Hamilton. Should be a whale of a third period, guys.
Thank you, Bob, Derek, and Jamie for taking us through the second intermission. Of course, you heard from play-by-play caller Matt Sukram with Mark Perry as well in that taking you through the OHL. Matt, I wanted to get your opinion as well. I know you asked Mark about it, but yeah, your thoughts on some of these battalion players like Nelson's a B, but then Craig Button had him listed as going as high as 12th in the NHL draft.
I think that it does come down to comparing which analysts are looking at which leagues and where those analysts are suited. I think because Craig Button is an Ontario-based guy, there might be some more bias towards OHL guys. That could be it. It could also be the fact that a lot of it from these last 2 years are based off projections from them being 14 and 15 years old.
That's true.
And then you get guys who went through better growth spurts, and all of a sudden at 17 they're way taller or way bigger than you expected them to be. So it is interesting, but that's the beauty of having the difference of opinion from many different analysts and scouts. So third period underway now here at Memorial Gardens. It's a 2-1 lead for the Hamilton Bulldogs. Play inside the neutral zone. The battalion trying to push it forward. They get it in the zone, but it's the Bulldogs quickly on the puck. It is Gavin White looking for some room, sends it down the ice to the neutral zone, and it's into the corner. Played out of that corner, North Bay in control. It's Petrov going the other way, but every one of his teammates got off the ice for a change, so he has to play it back. Now it's Jackson on the puck. Jackson from the point, skates up towards the net, goes behind the net, sends it to the right side to Russell. Russell off the boards, gets pressured on the puck. It comes loose to the middle of the zone. The Bulldogs clear it away and get out to the neutral zone. North Bay quickly back on it, in control. Nelson towards the net, spins, gets knocked down, almost got up and still maintained possession, but at the last second, the puck just squirted away from him, and it's cleared again by the Bulldogs. Minute 15 in, as North Bay back into the Bulldog zone. It's Curry down left side, drops it back to the point. Jackson tried a one-timer, fanned on the shot, goes to the far side point. Back in along the end boards. To the half boards. Curry trying to hold it there for North Bay. Bit of pressure on him here as the Bulldogs find it, clear it, over the boards, in fact, and it's out of play. 18:25 to go in the third, 2-1 Hamilton.
To your point about growth spurts and whatnot, that is the one knock against Ty Nelson, is he's a bit of a shorter guy. I mean, he's stocky, he's strong on the puck. He does have great momentum when he has the puck, and he does have great hands and great hockey IQ. But again, even though it has become a bit more of a shorter man's game, there is still some people that look down on height as a hindrance sometimes.
And we've seen in this game the Bulldogs use their size to their advantage in many opportunities, sometimes playing two guys on one, looking more like a basketball defensive option than a hockey. Here come the battalion. Wakely down the right wing side. Shot save made by DiVincentis. Rebound into the corner. Christopoulos looking for the centering pass. That gets blocked. It's back to the half boards. North Bay still in control as Van Steensel and Govro are battling for it. It gets flipped up in the air. Back to the middle. Now to the point. Govro in control. Sends it along the end boards. Wakely looking to center it. That gets blocked. Morrison for the Bulldogs looking to clear. He gets it out. Chase down the ice. Govro for the battalion. Gets to it first. He sends it down the far right wing side for Christopoulos, who holds it behind his own blue line. Now Christopoulos will carry it forward. Goes in over the Hamilton blue line towards the net. Poke check made. pushed off the puck by Romeo, an Ottawa Senators draft pick. And that will end that charge for the Battalion, but a good shift there by that third line. Now it's the Bulldogs looking on the counterattack. Drops it back to line. White with the shot. In and out of the glove of DiVincentis. Into the corner. Now behind the net. Winslow's there to break up the play. North Bay gets back in control. And it's chipped along the boards and out to the neutral zone. We've played 3 minutes here in the third period. It's a 2-1 score for the Bulldogs. The puck is in the neutral zone. And it's picked up by the Bulldogs. They send it up to the North Bay blue line. Shirk coming in. He gets hit hard on the boards by Simon Rose. And now Rose in the corner looking for the puck. It comes loose right towards DiVincentis, and he holds onto it for a stoppage in play. With 3.5 gone to begin the third, it's a 2-1 Hamilton lead. And now some rough stuff going on after the play between Simon Rose and the newcomer Brendan Anderson, but the officials get in the way.
Brandon Anderson, of course, trying to endear himself to his teammates really quick after the trade to Hamilton, and Simon Rose trying to inject some life into the North Bay Battalion. One thing I wanted to highlight about Cam Govro, we've talked about him a couple of times here tonight. He's a 2019 Battalion draft pick, so another pick from that Christopoulos and Arnsby draft that is paying dividends for the Battalion here tonight.
Face-off won by the Battalion. They shoot it down the ice, and Constantini is forced to make a play on the puck, and it now comes loose to the point. Another shot comes in, and it's stopped by Constantini. He'll hold on to it with 3:40 gone in the third period. 2-1 Hamilton lead.
Yeah, with the drafts that we've talked about, since Adam Dennis is taking over, he took over at the 2019 draft to bring in Arnsby, the Twins. I believe Hollett was part of that draft as well, who's now with Kitchener. And, of course, Govro. And then the next draft, the 2020 draft, we're just starting to see this year. That's Mathurin, Nelson, DiVincentis, Wakely, Van Steensel. And now we're seeing the 2021 draft class as well with this team.
Face-off won by the Battalion. Shot comes in high. Stayed and play off the glass. To the near side boards, Coe, cross-zone pass. Streaking in was Mathurin, but he couldn't get a shot off. He follows the puck to the end boards. Now flips it up in front of the net, and it's held onto by the Hamilton goaltender Constantini. Almost 4 minutes gone in the third period. 2-1 score for the Hamilton Bulldogs. We've had no penalties called since the first period. The Battalion 0-2 on the only power plays of the game so far.
You know that a penalty call will be coming. It is the third period.
It'll be huge.
It'll be huge, and the refs will be watching the play very closely.
Hamilton win the ensuing draw in the defensive zone, and they get the puck to the line. It's Hayes who gets it out to Steos. Steos with the game-winning goal so far coming off his stick. He fires it towards the net. It's DiVincentis with the glove save, and that'll be another stoppage in play. Steos with his first goal of the season coming at the 11:38 mark of the second period. And that has given us that 2-1 score that the Bulldogs currently hold.
And what a laser beam from Steos, too. It was low to the ice, got a little bit of air, and it just beat everyone, and DiVincentis didn't really have much of a chance as he was looking through those legs, or those trees that are legs in front of him, and it's really tough to kind of find a little black disc coming at you at high speeds when you can't really see it.
That was a major league shot. I wish we had like a radar gun in the rink for stuff like that. I mean, that was a bullet. Here come the Bulldogs, back in the zone off the draw. The shot wide of the net. It goes to the near side boards. Curry chips it out of the zone, but the Bulldogs maintain possession. They try to get a pass going up the ice. That didn't work. And now North Bay ends up with the loose puck. It's Rose to the North Bay blue line to Jackson. Cross zone pass through the neutral zone to Russell. Russell over the blue line. Pass in front. Jackson just out of his reach, but he tipped it wide of the net and now has control of it along the end boards. The puck whipped around to the half board. Simon Rose pinching in. He plays it in the corner for Curry. He lost control of the puck there, and Hamilton clear. Into the neutral zone with 5 minutes gone in the third period. North Bay down 2-1. Hamilton with a quick change, and the Battalion now bringing the puck out of the zone. Russell up to the center ice line. He dumps it in. He'll get off the ice, and North Bay look to get some fresh legs out there as Hamilton will look to get the puck out of the zone. Racing down the left wing side. Here come the Bulldogs over the blue line. Duarte offside. Stoppage in play with 5:15 gone It's 2-1 Hamilton.
Just back to that draft conversation that we were talking about with the 2021 draft. We're seeing players like Outwater, Romani, who's been a scratch here tonight, and Sema are getting some chances. But it's been a while since, we've had 3 solid draft classes, and it's been a while since, players other than the first round picks have gotten a chance here for the battalion.
Yeah, it's quality depth drafting that the battalion have. And don't forget, there's a couple of guys down on the farm in Powassan that are making some noise as well that are recent draft picks, and maybe we will see them at some point this season. The battalion looking for the equalizer inside the Hamilton zone. Shot, stop made. Rebound chance comes in, and that's wide as well. Wakely picking it up in the corner. Tried to play it behind the net. It's broken up by Kammerer of the Bulldogs, who gets it to the point, kept in by Govro. He plays it back into the corner. Kammerer finds it, looking to bring it out to the neutral zone. He chips it along the half boards, picked up quickly by Govro of the battalion. He finds Winslow. Winslow dumping it into the far side. And that line will change quickly for North Bay. Puck trickling in over the blue line into the neutral zone. North Bay on it, looking to play it back. Nelson picks it up at his own goal line, and now he's racing through the neutral zone, turning on the Jets. Nelson to the right side, coming in. He'll go around behind the net, tries to center it. That got blocked. Constantini snuffed out that play before it really had any chance to get going. 6.5 gone in the third period. North Bay looking for that equalizing goal. They've got control of it inside the Hamilton zone at the line on the far side. It's Arnsby with it, skating towards the back of the net. Tried to play it in front. That got blocked. Now it's in the far side corner. No look pass by Petrov. It gets broken up, and the Bulldogs will go the other way with the puck into the middle of the North Bay zone. Pass is not complete. Loose puck picked up. Hamilton back in control. It's Mysak with it on the half boards. Plays it behind the net. Now into the corner. It's Hayes. Cross zone pass, and it's broken up. A nice defensive play on the back end of that by Matvey Petrov. Good job by the North Bay Battalion forward to break up the offensive chance of the Bulldogs. And now North Bay going the other way. It's Coe into the zone, gets around a defender, takes a shot that goes wide. Coe picks it up again at the line. Now he lost it and has to now play it in the neutral zone. Makes a move to get around one man, gets around a second, can't get around a third as he gets knocked into the boards by Donovan at the end of that play. Back into the North Bay zone now. The Bulldogs on the attack. There's a shot that goes wide. It's caught on the mesh behind the net. Now it gets loose, so no call to stop the play there with almost 8 minutes gone in the third as it gets knocked out to the neutral zone. It's Outwater bringing in shot over the glove, but over the crossbar and into the corner. Down to the point, it's Rose in control for North Bay. Takes a shot, save made, rebound on the doorstep, and they can't bury it. Michael Poiluch saw daylight, but he could not find the puck as Constantini jumped on top of it off the rebound, and the score remains 2-1 Hamilton with 11:58 to go in the third.
How did that not get past Constantini? That was, oh my goodness. It brings me back to last night. We were just talking about them, the Powassan Voodoos, and the Powassan Voodoos goalie Alex Buyega really standing on his head. And a lot of moments like that where the puck was, you look at it and you're like, how does that not cross the line? And that's exactly what it looked like from here. That Poiluch was going to get his first career OHL goal.
North Bay win the draw. Winslow at the point. Sends it along the end boards. Picked up back there by the Bulldogs, and they will look to clear the zone. Donovan down the right wing to the neutral zone. Duarte sends it into the North Bay zone. Shirk back there on the boards. He gets hit. The puck comes to the near side. North Bay player Outwater gets hit. His helmet sort of comes off. It's just dangling around his, the chin strap is dangling around his chin, so he has to get off the ice because technically the helmet came off. So he does get off the ice as the battalion do clear the puck out of the zone. 11:15 to play. Boy, the clock is moving on this third period now after a couple of quick whistles to begin the period. Now the puck is shot over the glass and out of play. 11:12 to go in the third. 2-1 Hamilton lead, but North Bay have not sat back in this third period. They've had their chances.
They really haven't, Matt, and it's been a much better third period for the battalion than it was for the second period after Hamilton scored that first goal. It was almost all Bulldogs for the majority of the period. One thing I do want to highlight as an upcoming feature we were talking a little bit about Powassan. We will be having a Powassan Voodoo's Minute where we'll be catching up with Voodoo's general manager Chris Dawson or head coach Mark Lafleur to tell us everything about what's going on the farm for the North Bay Battalion and Powassan Voodoo's in the NOJHL.
So stay tuned for that. Again, this Battalion YouTube Frontline Game Day broadcast is work in progress as we go, so adding things all the time, and we'd love your feedback as well. You can chat with us on YouTube. Derek and Jamie monitoring that, and again, love your feedback as the season goes along. North Bay out of the zone. They bring it into the Hamilton end. They can't complete a pass, and now the Bulldogs go the other way. Morrison up ahead to the left wing side to Mysak, who gets over the blue line, and he dumps it into the North Bay zone. Picked up on the near side by Curry. Cross-zone pass to Paul Christopoulos, and the Battalion defenseman look to get out of the zone. Then he turns back, sends it to the near side to Govro. Govro sends it down the ice. Can't complete the pass. Gets past everybody, and it's icing called with 10:25 to go in the third period. 2-1 Hamilton lead.
A player that we talked about who might contribute to the battalion this season from the Powassan Voodoos is Chase McQueen Spence. He just signed with the battalion here recently. He's off to a fast start with the Voodoos. Another player that I wanted to highlight, he was a part of the 2020 draft class, is Rodion Tatarenko. He's off to a blazing hot start for the Voodoos. In 8 games, he has 8 goals and 5 assists for 13 points for the Voodoos.
The Hamilton Bulldogs with a 2-1 lead. They swept the North Bay Battalion in the 2019-2020 season in their 3 games that they met during that season. The 4th game was one of the final games that got canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So Hamilton looking to keep that perfect streak alive against North Bay here, looking to keep their perfect season alive against North Bay. And the Battalion giving them the opportunity to do so as they go offside. It was a 3-on-2 going into the zone, but they could not go in legally. So play is called at 10:07 remaining in the third. 2-1 Hamilton lead, and there's some visible frustration now on that Battalion bench.
Yeah, Alex Christopoulos was just a step ahead on that play, Matt. You could see the white between his skate and the blue line, so of course, very easy call for the linesman to call offside.
Into the neutral zone, North Bay in control. It's Coe. Plays it behind his own blue line to Nelson. Nelson now up to the red line, dumping it in, but he wasn't over the line. And now that will be icing called against the Battalion. So we've officially reached the halfway mark. 9:50 to go in the third. It's a 2-1 Hamilton lead. Let's check in with Bob Coles.
Thanks, Matt. Around the OHL tonight, Niagara leading Barrie 5-4 now, 13 minutes to go. Also, Oshawa trailing Peterborough 3-2, just beginning the third period, and 6.5 left in the second. Owen Sound and Windsor are tied at 2. Of course, after the game, we'll hear post-game comments from head coach Ryan Houlihan. Should be interesting. And we should have a supercharged last half of this period. North Bay will start taking more chances, pulling out all the stops to try and tie it. And Hamilton, of course, trying to hold on. Again, the Battalion will be in the Sioux for their next 2 tomorrow and Saturday before hosting Oshawa next Thursday here before 6 straight on the road. North Bay down 1. Back to Matt and Courtney.
Thank you very much, Bob. We will be hearing from Bob and Derek and Jamie, of course, post-game before we get to the coach's comments from Coach Ryan Houlihan. I just wanted to mark the attendance. This is the second straight game, over 2,000 fans in North Bay Memorial Gardens, which is a great sign for the Battalion. It is fun hockey this year. It's an exciting team. If you get the chance, I don't want to take away any listeners from our broadcast, but if you get the chance, do come on down to the Gardens.
Well, we have we have listeners from not just in North Bay, from all over the province. I see Blake McChristy listening in from up north in New Liskeard, and Travis Rose listening in from Ottawa. So thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, everyone, for following along on the YouTube channel. 9:34 to go. It's 2-1 Hamilton. North Bay looking to avoid their first 2-game losing streak of the season.
And they're keeping it close so far, Matt, and they're putting the pressure on Hamilton. As you mentioned, 9:34 left in the third. It's 2-1 score. Shots are 24-22 in favor of the Battalion. So the Battalion are getting their chances. It's just a matter of burying them past Constantini, who has been lights out so far this year for the Bulldogs.
Off the draw, face-off, save made off the blocker of DiVincentis. That was Hayes on that shot. North Bay pick up the puck. Out to the neutral zone. It's Coe skating through with some speed. Gets through the first wave. Around the second wave. Backhanded chances poked away by the goaltender Constantini. North Bay now back on the puck in the corner. Pass to the point. Nelson's there. Shot. Save. No goal. It was under the pads of Constantini. It came loose. Coe put it in the net, but the officials are waving it off. That was a quick whistle. And the North Bay Battalion have every right to at least argue the point there. The puck went under Constantini on a wicked shot from Nelson at the point, and then they just blew the whistle. And they are over at the penalty boxes, Courtney, but that is an unfortunate turn of events here for the North Bay Battalion.
Well, Matt, at the last game on Sunday against Barrie, there was a long delay on the Joe Verbetic scramble in front of that goal mouth where they didn't blow the whistle. Of course, the refs can see the puck better down there than we can, but that was a really quick whistle there. The North Bay Battalion, I think, getting robbed on their game-tying goal by Brandon Coe.
Constantini never had the puck. We just saw the replay here. Great camera work angle down there by the folks at Your TV. They just showed the replay here in the Gardens, and boy, that puck was never covered up.
No, that's a rough call. And Brandon Coe, again, I was just gonna say, getting a few good chances there on that play, getting his legs under him here in the third period. Again, getting robbed of the game-tying goal in this game, and you know that'll be a talking point later on at the Battalion if the score stays the same.
Playback underway. The Bulldogs looking to go up by an extra goal. They get a chance on net. That's stopped, and now North Bay going the other way. Curry over the blue line to the middle. That's broken up by the Bulldogs. And it's out through the neutral zone into the Battalion end. North Bay picking up the puck. It's Rose dumping it in. On the half-boards on the far side, North Bay looking to control to the neutral zone. Bulldogs end up with it. Pass across the neutral zone. White can't hold on to it. And now North Bay back in possession behind their own blue line. It's Winslow down the right wing side over the center ice line, dumping it in. And it's the Bulldogs quickly picking up the puck off the dump in and getting out to the neutral zone. Humphrey trying to play it to the far side corner. Morrison's there for the Bulldogs. Sends it to the point. Shot comes in. Save made. Deflected right in front of DiVincentis. And he had to be quick on the draw there in the neutral zone. Jackson goes forward for North Bay. On net, one-on-one. The shot is off the shoulder of Constantini. Jackson just broke him with speed, and no one bothered to check him, and he got a clean shot there.
He's a pass-first guy, apparently, Matt.
Here comes Van Steensel down the left wing. Stopped on the half-board, sends it into the corner. Down to the half-boards is Christopoulos. His shot on net is blocked. Lots of traffic in front. But the puck comes away from the area, and it's out to the neutral zone. The Battalion chip it back into the Bulldogs' end. It's picked up back there by Romeo. Romeo skates down the left wing now. His dump in is blocked by Christopoulos. So it's picked up on the near side by Hayes. He sends it back to the far side. Off the boards, it's Christopoulos. He sends it through the neutral zone. And it's picked up by the Bulldogs again. Across to White, who skates down the right wing side. Over the blue line. Pass back to the point. That's broken up. And now Petrov chasing the loose puck. Him and Staios go to the puck. But Staios gets there first, turns away, and sends it back down the ice. Now it's on the stick of Mysak. Mysak to the point to Hayes. Hayes, cross-zone pass, gets on the stick of Staios. He comes in, shot off the shoulder of DiVincentis. Into the corner, down the half-boards. North Bay pokes it out of the zone. Cross-zone pass, Coe has it. Coming in on the left wing. Feeds it in front to Petrov, and he cannot bury it. What a great play that was started by Arnsby. The puck goes over the glass and out of play. And that is going to be a delay of game call. Nathan Steos is going to the box. He's slamming his stick. He's got some choice words for the official. And now the officials might not call it a delay of game.
Well, you have to think if they do call it a delay of game penalty.
Steos is slowly skating back to the bench, even though the officials have called a penalty. And now, instead, it's Avery Hayes going to the box. So North Bay with a huge 2-minute power play here. 6:16 to go in the third. It's 2-1 Hamilton.
We'll get it figured out eventually. And, Hayes eventually gets into the box. But, I think that's a play that both teams now have a bit of a legitimate gripe here with the officiating here in the third period.
North Bay 0 for 2 so far on the power play. They win the draw. Winslow, pass across. The shot by Petrov is blocked. And off the rebound, the Bulldogs dump it out of the zone. 6 minutes to play in the third period. Winslow with speed down the middle. Drops it back to Coe. Coe to the left side. Gets around a defender. Goes to the hash marks. Now to the goal line. Tries to center it. Curry overskates it. And Winslow will have to chase it all the way back. One man on him. That's Mealy. And Avery Winslow will hold it behind the North Bay net. 1:25 to go on the North Bay power play. Winslow drops it back for Petrov at the center ice line. He comes in over the blue line on the right side. The pass is dropped back to Winslow at the point. He sends it to the hash marks to Coe. Coe to the point to Curry. Curry left side Petrov. Centering pass. That gets by everybody. It's on the half boards to Coe. Coe feeds it up the right wing for Winslow. Winslow. Cross zone pass to Petrov. Petrov looks in, fires, and it's a blocker save made by Constantini. It goes into the corner with under a minute to play on the power play for the Battalion. 3 guys in green and white jerseys digging away at it. It comes loose. It goes to the far side point. Coe keeps it there. Over to Winslow. To the left side to Petrov. Petrov back across to Coe. The shot stopped. Coe gets his own rebound. To the point. Winslow back to the left side. Petrov walking and feeds it in front, and Arsby cannot bury it. He was looking for the deflection, got it, couldn't get it past Constantini. Play continues. Petrov's shot is off a stick and off the glass behind the net. Picked up on the far side by Coe. He feeds it to Curry in the circle. To the point, Petrov. Left side for Winslow. Back up to the left side, or the right side circle for Coe. He fires it across the zone to the near side. Back over to the far side. The Bulldogs find the puck, and they clear. Nelson in the neutral zone. Quickly going back in. He's got the Bulldogs off guard. Nelson shot. Snaps his stick in half. Another tough break for the North Bay Battalion there. Power play is over. We're back to 5-on-5. There's 4 minutes remaining in this game. North Bay down 2-1. They've had about 3 chances in the last 3 minutes to even up this game, but they just haven't been able to do it. Turnover in front of the net, and there it is! Kyle Jackson ties this game! The Bulldogs with an untimely turnover. Jackson was Johnny on the spot, and it's 2-2 with 3:49 to play.
Well, he definitely wasn't going to pass first on that opportunity, Matt. He had to take the shot. What a great goal for the North Bay Battalion. Kyle Jackson getting a great goal. Again, you mentioned what an awful turnover by the Hamilton Bulldogs. You know that the coaching staff is going to look at that for the Bulldogs and be like, what is happening in our own zone? The Battalion with a lot of great pressure in that entire power play and that entire time, as Kyle Jackson finally getting the game-tying goal here for the Battalion. And I have to say, wow, hey, if the referees are going to take away one from you might as well just go about and doing the legitimate way, as we saw Josh Curry doing the home opener against Peterborough. Now we see Kyle Jackson do it here.
Second goal of the season for Kyle Jackson and his second point of the night. And you knew after all the razzle-dazzle that Coe had earlier in the game, all the beautiful passing that the Battalion had going on the power play, you knew it was going to be something that wasn't as flashy that was going to end up being the goal, right?
No, and I think, the entire Battalion team and the 7th man are going to take that for sure.
2-2 the score. And now the Battalion come back in. Here's Russell. He snipes it over the glove side shoulder of Constantini. Mitchell, the hustle. Russell has given the Battalion a 3-2 lead with 3 minutes to play. His second goal of the game. And the troops are on top, 3-2.
Fourth of the season for Mitch Russell after he gets a second of the game. And oh my goodness, his fifth of the season. All right, my math has been very, very clearly called into question this season by Derek Lindemann, who's somehow still around, even though I fired him like 3 or 4 times now. But anyways, we appreciate you, Derek, and everything you do, but not as much as we appreciate Mitch Russell and his 5th goal of the season. Talk about double strike for the Battalion, and the Hamilton Bulldogs must be reeling a little bit here, as it looks like there's a bit of a delay with the referee over at the penalty box area right now.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Lightning striking twice for the North Bay Battalion in a span of, 30 seconds? 40 seconds to be exact. The Battalion were down 2-1. They lead 3-2. And now the undefeated Hamilton Bulldogs are on their heels a little bit, trying to keep that perfect record intact. All of a sudden, since the 11:38 mark of the second period, they are in pressure mode here. It's a 3-2 North Bay lead with 2:30 to play here at Memorial Gardens. Play underway inside the North Bay zone. Christopoulos trying to get it out. It's smacked away to the near side after some blocks at the blue line. Picked up here by Nelson, and he gets it out of the zone. A quick change there for the North Bay Battalion. They get some fresh legs on the ice, but it's the Bulldogs going in. Humphrey gets a hard hit from Curry. Humphrey is at the blue line, and Curry gets past him, sends it past the Cole on the right wing. Cole going one-on-one in the zone, and his shot goes off his stick and over the glass and out of play. All of a sudden, you went from the Battalion thinking, okay, we didn't score on the power play. Do we look to pull the goaltender early? To all of a sudden, Hamilton now going, instead of playing defensive first mode, now they've got to think of, when do we pull the goalie?
Exactly, and the Hamilton Bulldogs definitely need to start putting the pressure back on the North Bay Battalion with 1:55 left here in the third period. And that's kind of when your team starts to make a little bit of mistakes, as you saw Cohen go in for a good chance, his shot getting tipped. But that's, again, when you start to see a little bit of defensive miscues.
Face-off won by the Bulldogs. They get the puck out of the zone quickly, and they send it right to DiVincentis in between the Battalion pipes. He plays it behind the net for for Rose. Rose turns it over. Shot coming out from in front, and it's a save made by DiVincentis, and Simon Rose giving DiVincentis a stick tap to the pads there, saying thanks for bailing me out on that one.
Well, Rose did try to do everything that he could on that play, to avoid, to try and stop the shot as he tried to block it. Unfortunately, they were able to thread the needle there, just wait out Rose a little bit. And now the Hamilton Bulldogs have pulled Constantini, so there's 6 attackers on the ice in black and gold.
The Bulldogs win the draw. To Steos at the line, to the right side, White. Back to Steos, pinching in from the left side, back to White, who crosses the left side. Takes a shot, save made, rebound chance, and somehow it stays out of the net. DiVincentis threw up the glove. The net is knocked loose. A bunch of players were right there on the doorstep, but they couldn't bury it for the Hamilton Bulldogs. Wow, DiVincentis didn't see the shot come through and then just kind of reacted to where the action was happening to his glove side.
Absolutely, and Paul Christopoulos did a lot to help out his goaltender on that play and get the puck to the other side of the other side of the net. Sorry. And I got to say, you know what? We've missed this feeling a lot over the last 18 months. Now that hockey's back, it's great. And, your palms start to get a little bit sweaty as you watch the Battalion defend a lead. It's getting pretty intense.
Right off the draw, another shot comes in. Save made by DiVincentis. Down to the point, across the right side. White for the Bulldogs, to the middle. Back to White on the right side, pinching in. Sends it to the left side. Steos walking in. Takes a shot. That goes wide. Picked up on the near side by Russell. He can't clear it off the backhand. It's picked up on the near side boards by Shirk. He tries to get it towards the net. That gets blocked as well. A bunch of traffic on the half boards. Morrison comes in. He fires it to the far side. Back in front of the net. Cleared out of the zone by Paul Christopoulos. Under a minute to play in the third. North Bay leading 3-2. Turnover in the Hamilton zone, but very quickly they get back on the puck on top of Russell. And now the Bulldogs move it down the ice. Steos from the right side, who hasn't been off the ice since about the second minute of the period. He fires it to the corner. It gets dug out of that area in the middle of the ice. North Bay have it. It's Arnsby. Sends it down. Scores! Arnsby into the open net. The captain may have just sealed this game for his troops. It's a 4-2 North Bay lead with 29 seconds to play in the third.
Liam Arnsby on a 3-game goal streak, and you know what, as you mentioned, he may have sealed the deal, and he says to his teammates, let's boogie all night long, because the Battalion are going to be doing that here with 30 seconds left. They have to defend a 2-goal lead. They get through that 30 seconds, and you know what? The Hamilton Bulldogs have a big one in the loss column.
And once again, I think a huge talking point comes down to how many early saves did DiVincentis make at the beginning of this third period.
This third period, even the big saves in the second period.
Yeah, that's right.
DiVincentis, if he doesn't get a start, I mean, he's going to get a start, but if he doesn't get a start tonight, there will be something wrong with that. Derek, I'm done with you. Get out of here. I'm not having any fun with this man.
For those who can't see Derek, he's not shaking his head in disagreement. There's been a timeout called, so we'll bring Bob Coles in while we get a timeout called here by the Hamilton Bulldogs. Bob, what a turn of events within the last 4 minutes of this game.
I don't know how we're going to have all the time in that for our post-game show to talk all the Brandon Coe goal that didn't count, the delay of game that, yes, Hamilton shouldn't have counted, the tying goal, the go-ahead goal, the almost tying goal, and now the empty net goal for a 2-goal win. So, other than that, nothing to talk about in our postgame show.
That's right. Face-off at center ice here with Constantini back in net for the Hamilton Bulldogs. It's dumped down the ice into the Bulldog zone. Picked up quickly by Steos. Steos stretch pass through the neutral zone to White, and he lost the puck, and now North Bay cleared over the glass. But they're saying it went over the glass behind the bench, and all three coaches are banging on the glass, trying to indicate, hey, look, there's a scuff mark here. It went out here.
We know for sure it's this scuff mark and not a scuff mark that was from before. But anyways, no, you'll do anything in the final minute to plead your case. As a Battalion, you're going for a line change, and Hamilton has pulled the goaltender once again with 12.7 seconds left on the clock.
Oh, and I think the puck might have hit a fan down there. Hope everyone's okay down there. Yeah, that's an area you got to look out for. It's one of the areas that's not covered by the netting. So hope everyone's okay down there as play resumes. Hamilton with a shot on net. Saved by DiVincentis. 5 seconds to go. And the North Bay Battalion have snapped the undefeated streak of the Hamilton Bulldogs. It's a 4-2 win, and Hamilton is now 4-1 thanks to the troops.
Listen to that crowd. Another huge win for the North Bay Battalion, yeah, that's going to do it. I don't think they're counting the Mitchell Russell attempt for the hat trick goal with no time on the clock. I don't think it's counting.
That's not counting. The Battalion wanted the puck, and Joe Verbetic is giving it to Dominic DiVincentis to solidify his first career OHL win.
Well, I was about to say, Matt, that I was going to say in our postgame, the Battalion had really gone up against a really good team, and they battled right till the end, but they wanted the 2 points, and they got the 2 points, winning 4-2 with a furious comeback in the third period, down 2-1. Had a tough break go against them on the Brandon Coe thought he had scored, and the referee ruled the goalie had the puck, but Battalion then didn't score on the power play, and then they really got things going. They tied it. They went ahead on a wonderful goal from Mitchell Russell, just a goal scorer's goal, and that was the game winner. And then Arnsby wraps it up as we wait for the three stars. They probably had to do some late tabulating, Jamie, on who would the stars be, but what a comeback by the troops.
Yeah, what a change, a turn of events there. Like you said, that attempt by Coe that was called off, and that power play that they didn't capitalize on, all of a sudden the momentum changed, and they're leaving here with 2 points, and Hamilton now has lost.
Dominic DeVicentis right now, and I tell you, the crowd is pumped right now as he wins his first OHL game and his first start at Memorial Gardens. Kyle Jackson with a huge tying goal for the Battalion. People were saying shoot the puck all night, but he waited till late, and then Mitchell Russell with a 2-goal performance opened the scoring in the first, and he gets the game winner, and gets the game winner in the third, and the Battalion continue their fine play at home. And let's bring in Derek. Derek, so much talk about in the last half of that period. I mean, you had the Brandon Coe play that we talked about where he thought he had scored and he didn't. Then you had Hamilton not happy with the delay of game call, and the Battalion didn't score on that anyway. They send out their first line. They had the puck for basically 2 minutes, and then the next line that comes on, Ty Nelson breaks his stick, and okay, that's it. That's going to do it. Now we're not going to score. And then seconds later, Kyle Jackson scores, and soon after that, Mitchell Russell with a beautiful goal, top shelf where they keep my peanut butter, and the Battalion hold on despite a frantic Hamilton rally. And I thought down below where the puck was just so close to going over the line, I thought Dom DeVicentis pushed the net off just a touch.
Just
to get
a little.
Whistle, right? So
No goalie would ever do that.
all kinds of stuff to talk about there.
There's lots to talk about, and you know what? Those 2 calls, the whistle, early whistle, and the Brandon Coe non-goal, and the delay of game call. Those are 2 calls that are not allowed to be replayed. So no matter what, they don't get a second look at that. They've got to make that quick decision. I'm not taking any sides. It's just that's the rule is that when the whistle blows, it's the referee's at his discretion, and they can't take a look, unfortunately, to see if that was the right call or not. And you know what?
And keep in mind, on that play, it's not when the referee blows the whistle. If it's when the referee intends to blow the whistle, right?
Yeah, and you know what? Goaltenders are taught, if you don't really know where it is right away, is make it look like you have it no matter what. Make it look like you have it. Make the referee think you have it, and that's exactly what he did. You could tell he didn't really have an idea. He gave that quick look, but he's like, I'm just going to sit here because I think I have it, and the referee fell for it and blew it dead, and unfortunately Cole found it and was sitting right behind him, and you know what? The rest is history. It doesn't matter. The Battalion won.
And Jamie, after that, the Battalion had they got the penalty, but they didn't score on it. And then Nelson looked like he was going to have a break, and he breaks his stick. And then Kyle Jackson finally ties the game. And let's talk a bit about Kyle Jackson, because you know Petrov and Coe get all the headlines, but Kyle Jackson looks like he's really the key to that line.
Yeah, he's the centerman on that line, playing some very impressive hockey right now, and I just saw him signing some autographs, so obviously the kids are pretty impressed by his game as well, and yeah, definitely I'm sure Oulahan's happy with that performance tonight, and I think Jackson should feel pretty confident heading into the locker room.
Around the OHL tonight, we can tell you Niagara is defeating Barrie 8-5 late in that game. Oshawa is down 4-2 to Peterborough. Owen Sound and Windsor are tied at 2 late second period. We'll just give you the craziness of that 3 goals unanswered by the Battalion in that final period to win 4-2. The shots were 10-9 North Bay in the third, 31-29 overall. Again, the 3 stars, Dom DeVicentis with a big win on home ice, Kyle Jackson, the second star, and Mitchell Russell, the first star. The goals in that period, 2 goals in 40 seconds. Kyle Jackson second unassisted, at 16-11, and Russell's second of the game, fifth of the year from Jackson at 16:51. Earlier, Russell got his fourth also from Jackson. So big 3 points for Kyle Jackson in this game. 1 goal, 2 helpers, and the game winner goal goes to Mitchell Russell. And Liam Arnsby got the empty netter, his third of the year, from Paul Christopoulos and Brandon Coe at 19:30. North Bay got no penalties.
I was going to ask you, you know what, Bob? I was thinking of that is like, what's one thing that Bob didn't say tonight is what were the penalties for the battalion after what we talked about the last game, taking a few unselfish penalties? And you know what, a great job by Oulahan and the team tonight. And you know what, they stuck to a game plan, and it was an exciting game here tonight at the Gardens.
Let's talk about this was a sort of a statement game, right, for the battalion. I mean, Hamilton comes in here, they're 4-0, undefeated, 7th in the country. They fall behind 1-0, but they rally, they stick with it, they get a third period lead. With about 4 minutes to go, they got maybe a break from the officials, and then North Bay just turns it on with just 2 wonderful goals. What do you think it says about the battalion and their coaching and their communication with players after the second period against Barrie on Sunday?
Yeah, I think hard work was definitely put on display tonight, and that Hamilton team is mature, and they knew what they were trying to do coming into that third period, and especially when they were up there. So again, North Bay's young talent pushed forward and got her done, and I'm sure they're celebrating a bit right now, but I'm sure the focus is quickly switching to the Sault Ste. Marie tomorrow and Saturday.
Well, they'll have plenty of time to focus because that's a long bus trip. I've taken that a few times. So,
But Bob, how much easier is it on that bus trip after tonight's win, though?
Oh, for sure. And but it does say a lot, I think, about. I mean, that's not an easy schedule when you're playing Barrie, Hamilton, 2 against the Sioux, Oshawa, and then you're on the road for a while. But this is a game, I think, later in the year, I think the players, this had that playoff feel to it. So later in the year, the players can look back on that game and say, you know, we can play tough against the best teams in the league.
It's a statement game that, of course, the troops are going to look back at for a long time this season. And I know I get to sit down below and watch the game with Jamie, and we talk back and forth. And one of the players that we talked quite a bit about tonight was Tanias Mathurin, and how he's quietly put together such a great season. He's plus 12 already after 6 games, and he's leading the league in that. And he doesn't get much recognition, but the point I want to make is that in the final minute, when they're protecting the 1-goal lead, it's him and Paul Christopoulos that are the 2 defensemen, and those are important minutes for him, and I think he's getting a lot of confidence. And you know what, quietly he's coming into his own as a person that's always in the right spot defensively.
It also goes to show that the depth on this young team, right? Nelson gets all that credit all the time. You hear his name, Coe's name nonstop, but like you just mentioned, those 2 who we don't hear about a ton are out there putting up big minutes and out there at very important times.
Yeah, the coaching staff giving these young guys a little rope at the beginning of the year to see how they handle these pressure situations really counters to what, you know, is traditionally in the OHL. You don't put your young guys in those situations, but I think because of the double cohort and the youth of this team, the coaches are giving these players these opportunities to see how they perform. Let's talk about Dom DeVicentis, because here's a guy, you know, people were surprised when we walked in the building tonight, and I think one of us said surprised that Dom got the start tonight. I won't say who, Jamie, but he hung right in there against a very stingy defensive team in Hamilton. He had to make several. I thought he had to make several big saves when it was 2-1 in the third. He lets in 1 goal, the game's over, right? And he shut them down the rest of the way and gave the forwards a chance to be the heroes. But he was one of the heroes tonight too.
Oh, absolutely. If he had any nerves, you couldn't tell. His first OHL win, big congratulations to him. And like you said, especially the first half of that third period, Hamilton was all over the battalion, and crucial saves, big saves too in big moments. And I'm sure he'll be getting quite a few more starts this season, and this definitely boosted his confidence for sure.
Okay, so we've got to do the interviews now, Derek. I hope Courtney's listening because we got to have a montage. So many firsts. Ty Nelson's first goal, Wakely's first goal, and now Dom's first win as an OHL netminder. I know they don't, like goalies don't do that apparently, like have a big ceremony when they make their first save or whatever. But,
Not the first save,
but all these firsts, this is just great stuff.
But the first win, that's definitely going to be one of those highlights. And who was the guy that picked up the puck for Dom DeVincentis afterwards is Joe Verbetic. And that shows a lot of camaraderie between these two guys. They look up to each other. They've got this, pushing relationship where, when Dom plays well, it's going to push Joe to play well. And it's going to be back and forth. And it's great to see this. And what this builds is not goaltending just for this year. It's also building for the future. That we know that Dom's going to be the next, hopefully the full-time starter coming up in the next few years when Joe graduates, and then Dom can pass that on to somebody else. And you know what? Goaltending is strong here in North Bay, and I think a lot of teams overlook that.
And what does that say, Jamie, about the confidence that Ryan Ulan has in Dom, knowing that Joe Verbetic had a tough game on Sunday, and they got a 3-game week this week? You figure, and like you said, you thought Joe Verbetic would be in there, but that's sort of the confidence in this tandem that he can plug in a Dom, knowing that Verbetic is probably pretty anxious to put Sunday's game behind him and have a solid, what will be now a road game instead of a home game.
Well, yeah, now I'm wondering, is Dom getting 2 out of 3 on this weekend? I guess we'll have to wait and find out, but definitely, even from the first time I chatted with Ullahan, he mentioned Dom is more than capable of playing in this league, as he just showed this evening, and he's going to be getting starts. So, of course, Verbetic is their number one guy, but he needs rest, and Dom is definitely more than capable and just proved himself. And I guess we'll see how many games he's in the crease this year.
So the Battalion are now 4-2, but keep in mind they've played 5 games at home. They've won 4 of them, and they've played just 1 road game. And now the road schedule gets a little supercharged with 2 in the Sioux this weekend, Derek, and then 1 at home next Thursday against Oshawa, and then I believe it's 6 straight on the road. I know the next 2 weekends, I think November 14th after next Thursday will be the next home game. So they've taken care of their home ice advantage here. There's no doubt about that, winning 4 out of 5. But what challenges do you think over the next little while are they going to have when they hit the road, for consecutive games?
It's going to be a tough one this weekend, playing in the Sioux for back-to-back games. I'm just taking a quick look at the schedule. Then they've got Barrie and Sudbury on the 30th and then the 31st, and then they've got another 3-game road trip where they do Peterborough, Kingston, and Ottawa. That's always a tough trip, playing 3 and 4. Looking ahead, there's no easy teams, but what I like about when you go on the road is you don't have all that extra media attention. You don't have playing in your home. You get to be with the guys a little bit more, 24 hours a day, having meals together. You build those friendships and build those bonds, and hopefully that those good vibes that you build with your team can carry over, especially early on in the season, and show on the ice. Like, that's where you're building the chemistry. It's not only on the ice, it's off the ice to build chemistry, and these guys are going to build it quickly when you're on the road.
One thing I didn't ask you was you explained the no goal for Cole. What about the delay of game? What did you see there?
That's another call that is not allowed to be reviewed, but they did the right thing. We seen it again at the end of the game with 14.7 seconds left. The referees get together. They all talk about what each other's seen, and you know what? It's just whether or not they saw the puck go off the glass or not.
And Jamie, you've been to a few of these scrums with Coach Ullahan. So I want to ask you, what's your sense after seeing this team play 5 games, and meeting the coach every week? What's your sense of his handle of his team right now?
Yeah, I think he's definitely doing a good job with this team. Again, they are so young, so every day is a new day, as he kind of put it. Lots to always learn on. But he was the first to say that he is never satisfied. So I'm sure they're probably celebrating in there right now. But back to business tomorrow because he just wants this team to continue to get better.
Of course, 2 games in the Sioux this weekend. It's the OHL's version, I guess, of limiting travel and due to COVID-19. These are the final 2 games on the road against the Sioux. They'll have games in North Bay still to come, but at least they're getting 2 games on this trip. So they're not making 3 trips down there, and they'll be done with as of Saturday night. Of course, we'll be hearing from Coach Houlihan in a couple of minutes as we get his comments. And they're doing the 3 stars tonight down here, and there look to be some late revision, Derek. I mean, with Mitchell Russell and Kyle Jackson playing the hero late, but I think Dom and I think Marco Costantini was probably on the 3 stars list until about 4 minutes to go.
Well, I know for a fact that Jamie and I do have a hand in the 3 stars, and
we debated it.
When I first got it, it was 2-1, and I was looking at Constantini, DeVincentis, and maybe Steos with the game-winning goal at the time. And then all of a sudden, 4 minutes happened, and the tides turn, and all of a sudden, Jackson's out there scoring a goal, and Russell's scoring, tying things up, and nothing changed with DeVincentis. We had DeVincentis up as the 2nd star, but we got all 3 right, so good job, Jamie.
Wrong order, right players.
Yeah, but you know what? Mitchell Russell has been a standout every game he's been back so far, picking up 5 goals or 6 goals already in 4 games.
Well, the 2 guys who stand out for me on this team right now, Jamie, are Mitchell Russell and Kyle Jackson.
Couldn't agree more.
I mean, those are the 2 guys because, and it's sort of working together is putting, when Russell comes back, Jackson can go on the 2nd line, moving Arnsby up on the 1st line. So I think those 2 guys have made a huge difference, and we'll have to follow that. But, I mean, just maybe a little on that.
Yeah, no, 100% totally agree with that. I think they bring a lot of energy on top of their skill. They get the boys buzzing, is that the saying? And yeah, again, just more than their hockey sense out there. If you look over at the bench, they're always talking, and just they seem to find some chemistry as well.
I'm still here, by the way. Yes, Matt Zuckerman.
You are. I didn't know you were.
I found it interesting that
usually you leave right after.
Usually I do leave, but I love hearing the sound of everyone's voice tonight, so I thought I'd stick it out a little bit. I found it interesting that in the 2nd period, it seemed like there was no division between how much ice time each line got. It seemed like Ryan Olhan was playing all 4 lines pretty evenly in that 2nd period. Then, with about 7 minutes left in the game, those top 2 lines got a ton of ice time. So I don't know if that was by design. I don't know if that was just sending a message to the bottom 2 lines, or whether that was the game plan going forward. Let's divvy it up through the first 2 periods, and then those top 2 lines get a heavy dose at the end. But whatever it was, it worked. And that top line, that Brandon Coe line, had a lot of good chances, and then it ends up being the Mitchell Russell line and the Kyle Jackson line that end up getting the 2 goals to tie it and put them ahead. But that top line of Coe and Arnsby and Petrov really made the defense work towards the end there.
Well, Matt, that's a good point. But, as a coach, your bread is buttered by how your top 2 lines perform. I don't think it was a shot at the 3rd or 4th line. I think it was just the game and the game situation. Down a goal, you needed some production, especially coming after you looked like your best chances were gone, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, the Coe play, and then you didn't score on the power play, and then Nelson breaks his stick. So, but I think it's what Scott Abbott said in the first intermission, that, they want to be a 4-line team. The difference between this 4-line team and previous 4-line teams is the talent level on this 4-line team is a lot better than previous battalion 4-line teams. I don't think they're playing any differently. I just think there's more raw edge talent, and as the season goes along, I think you're going to see though the Owen Outwaters, the Seamas, those types of players step up, and who knows, they could be moved up as the season goes along based on how they're playing.
No, I completely agree with that. And the guys that were generating the most chances in that second period were the bottom two lines. Wakely had a good chance. Seema and Outwater had some good chances in that second period. They had a sustained, just before Hamilton just before Hamilton tied the game in the second period, there was a sustained offensive opportunity by the North Bay Battalion, and that was all driven by those bottom two lines. So I agree with you. This team has the talent to be a 4-line team. It's just going to take getting those reps and getting those getting those minutes and showing the coaching staff they can do that.
Okay, Matt, great call tonight. Let's hear from Coach Houlihan.
All right, Coach, exciting end of the game. Take us through the whole 60 minutes, though.
I thought we came out with real good intent, real good start. Really liked our first period, actually. And, we worked a lot on just being a little bit more structured and sound, and I thought that was the case. Came out again in the second period strong, and then for whatever reason, just that bad bounce when they got the first one against us after, a shift where we were in their end. Something triggered there. We got away from our game for 10 or 15 minutes or so, and then third period, real proud of the guys to regroup, come out again with intent, and I thought we dictated the play, and it was a good effort all around.
I didn't end up really looming so large in the end, but I just got to ask on the bench, when the call goes where Co has it in the quick whistle, what goes through your mind during that moment?
Frustration starts. No, the puck was there, and but at the same time, the plays that we were developing leading up to that, and then quickly, okay, keep our composure, let's just do it again. We stuck to it, and it ended up going our way.
That seems to be the hallmark of this team so far, is whenever something bad happens, you guys kind of rally around and put together some great plays. Just what does that come down to?
Well, you got to learn how to play in these types of games, and it's not going to happen overnight, but when the kids get the sense of the winning attitude and what you got to do in different moments and different things of the game that are going to happen and how you react, that's all part of the learning process. And I think for the most part, we got a group of kids that are more than willing to learn. They're just hungry every day to want more and more, and I think that's part of it.
Dom getting the start and playing excellent in the start of the 3-and-3. Just take us through his play.
I thought he was outstanding. A real solid performance for him. Proud of him that he gets his first OHL win, because he's done nothing but be real solid for us every time he's been in the net.
All right, thanks, Uli, and good luck the next two nights.
Thanks very much.
That was head coach Ryan Houlihan in conversation with our Courtney Kenny. And before we wrap, Derek, final comment on tonight's game.
What is there to say that we haven't talked about is the excitement that's here at the Gardens, and why not, if you get that opportunity to get out here to a game? I know it's nice to listen to us on the podcast, but you know what? Why not experience all this excitement for yourself in real life and come out to the Gardens? And those comments by Coach Houlihan after the game are just so positive and exactly how a team is developed with the youngsters that they have, and how exciting is it for those kids to want to learn from such a great team, great brass that is put out. Ryan Houlihan, Scott Ray, and Bill Holder. What a group of individuals that are mentoring these young kids.
Thank you, Derek, and we thank Matt, we thank Courtney, and of course the rest of our crew here. Just a great job. And our next broadcast will be next Thursday on your next game day broadcast. Jamie McKee is who I was forgetting. Sorry, Jamie. Our next broadcast will be next Thursday. And Ben Long, of course, our able producer, giving us all our cues. Next Thursday, 7 o'clock, we'll be on the air at 6:50 on your game day broadcast here on YouTube. 7 o'clock puck drop for the Oshawa Generals. Battalion will be on the road for a couple this weekend, and stay up to date on those games in the Sioux tomorrow and Saturday. Again, the final 4-2 for all of us. I'm Bob Coles. Good night from the Gardens.